Good evening and welcome to Dexter, Missouri on a beautiful Friday night of Week 3 of high school football. We have the Dexter Bearcats hosting the New Madrid Eagles. I am Bobby Alford alongside Jim Riker, and tonight's game is sponsored by the SEMO Health Networks. And Jim, what a matchup we've had, probably the most anticipated matchup for this Dexter-New Madrid rivalry that I can remember in a while.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Bobby. This looks to be, on paper at least, both teams 2-0. And really a matchup, very interesting matchup, because you've got a team in New Madrid County who's been averaging 54 points a game offensively. Dexter's only let up 14 points in the two games, hadn't let up a point in the last 7 quarters. So there's a real, one of those has got to give tonight. That's for sure.
They do. Jim, we will wait until after the national anthem to get into dissecting both of these teams, as we're about to have that here in just a few. But these teams come in, both of them 2-0, looking for a big statement win. I think more so the statement win for the Bearcats than the New Madrid Eagles. Certainly this New Madrid Eagles team can score points. They have struggled a little bit defensively. I think right the opposite for Dexter. They've been able to play defense at a very high level, but the offense have been something of a missing point at times for them. So, folks, I believe the band is about ready here. They will play the national anthem. We're going to take, as long as it needs, I'm guessing around a 2-minute break. We should be back here live for the rest of the pregame and then kick off here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Focus Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
Welcome back to Dexter, folks. Right now, I think we're waiting on the Dexter Bearcats to take the field before they will start the national anthem. So, Jim, we will jump into these teams right away. New Madrid, we just talked about coming into this thing, very, very explosive offense. And this week they will be without star running back Caden Minner, out with an injury. But they've got B.J. Williamson back. They've also got Jadis Jones out there. They've got high-powered names. And this team, no doubt tonight, Dexter's defense has been good, but you will see points put up against Dexter tonight.
Oh, no question about that. I believe Charlie Rosano, a sophomore running back, will probably take Minner's spot. Minner, just give you some numbers on him. In 2 games, 30 carries, 423 yards, 7 TDs, and a 14.1 yards per game carry. So you think, well, that's great, he's out. Well, Rosano's averaging 9.7 yards per game. Ruff averages 8.7, and Williamson carries it for 14.4. So they've got all sorts of offensive weapons. Not to mention the all Coastal Carolina recruit Jadis Jones at a receiver spot, who has 12 catches, 180 yards, 15 yards a catch, and he's a handful for anybody, Bobby.
He is, and when you look at that, it's all about how does a Dexter defense, as good as we've seen here in a long, long time, their speed. And one thing I've noticed about the defense, there are several kids whose names kind of rack up into tackling, but it is a game tackling event. And also, when these kids make plays like that, I mean, they are pumped. The other kid who is not in on the tackle, he's doing his job on the other side of the field. It's all about this defense and how well Dexter's played. The takeaways, they've got 5 interceptions, I believe, on 6 interceptions on the year, and 1 forced fumble, 2 forced fumbles, I believe.
Right, 2 fumble recoveries. Yeah, 8-0 right now. That was one of the things I wanted to bring up. 8-0 so far this season. Turnovers for the Bearcats, and I mean, if you do that, that's a lot.
Jim, we're going to take a second. They are playing America Beautiful here. We're going to go to break. We will be back as soon as we finish up here. Folks, don't go away. We will be ready for a kickoff here in less than 10.
Does your business need literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple: Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Back in Dexter, Missouri, as the national anthem has just finished up. And, Jim, now we'll jump into some other sectors of this game coming up here. For New Madrid right now, defensively, it's been a little bit of a struggle. They've given up 38 points and 32 points. That is very hard to imagine with the athletes they have on the field. However, game one, I think a little bit of the passing game gave them problems. Game two, East Prairie, the first half, really ran the ball up the middle, but from what I understand, New Madrid was trying a little bit, maybe a different defense. Didn't work out. Second half, though, they come out and shut East Prairie down and took victory in that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, I think the Bearcats from Dexter tonight, one opportunity they have probably is to try to exploit the passing game a little bit. Now, New Madrid has got some fantastic athletes on the corners, but if they've struggled a little bit with that passing defense, that may be a place the Bearcats can soften that up and open up that line. But we also know for Dexter offensively that, Lee Michael McDonald and also, the running backs they have, R.J. Farmer, and Jet Grahams, and Nolan Alford, those guys are all pretty quick. They can turn that corner and get 7 or 8. I think Dexter offensively, really, Bobby, has to be able to control the football a little bit, keep New Madrid's offense off the field if possible, control that football and try to get it and try to just steadily move it down the field as opposed to the big strike play.
And, Jim, that will be a challenge. At times this year, you have looked at a Dexter Bearcat offense that has been lethargic to trouble finishing off drives and getting scores. Last week they had several chances to score, walked away with no points. Only went into that fourth quarter with a 7-0 lead over Sykeston, a team that many feel like they should have had much more points on by that time. Coach Jamerson even talked about it after game one against Scott City. He felt like they left a couple of scores on the board there. This is a Dexter offense who's got to find rhythm early in football games. Right now they've struggled from that standpoint. Scott City, they trailed 14-0 after one. And again, as we mentioned, only 7-0 going into the fourth quarter of the Sykeston game. Jim, if they struggle early in this one, it could be a very, very long night.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They need to come out, as you said, early on, and they've got to find a way to, once they get into that red zone, inside the 20, they've got to find a way to get into the end zone. Last week, some penalties hurt them a little bit. I think a fumbled snap. They've just got to find a way to get in that end zone once they get inside the 20, especially against a team like New Madrid. You're not going to get a ton of opportunities, so when you do get the opportunity, you have to take advantage of it. Now, switching gears a little bit defensively for the Bearcats, I mean, they've been fantastic this season. You mentioned it earlier. They've given up 14 points. They haven't been scored on in 7 quarters. They will get scored on tonight, I believe. But, they've done a great job of swarming to the football, of just excellent defensive play, good defensive back play. It'll be interesting to see how they try to cover Jadis Jones in the passing game. I mean, he's a man among boys. I mean, this is a kid who's a Division I recruit, 6'6". We watched him during last year in football season and during the basketball season. He's got a motor that doesn't quit. He's a tall order no pun intended, to try to control out there on defense.
Yeah, tough guy to defend, no doubt. And I think Dexter too. I think it's important they have deferred twice this year when they won the toss. If they win tonight, Jim, my opinion is they need to receive the open kickoff. I think you want to go down and put points on New Madrid first and don't let them get up 7-0. If they get the ball first, you want to put the first strike to them. I think if I was Dexter, I would come out on my home field and try to hit them first and see what happens.
Yeah, I could see that tonight for sure, that you would like to do that. You'd like to get the ball first and try to move it down the field. Good crowd on hand on Bobby, you mentioned it, probably a perfect night for football here, and their officials are out on the field, and we'll recognize them as we get ready to start the ball game here.
Yeah, tonight's officials, referee is Ben Godwin, umpire is Ron Steyer, linesman is Jim Vaughn, line judge is Pat Sorda, and back judge is Cale Williams for tonight's football game. And Jim, what an atmosphere. Somebody's going to walk out here with a loss by their name. Somebody's going to be 3-0. These teams have fought hard, and somebody is going to walk out here high tonight and definitely be on top of this SEMO Central division here. And as we look at some of the class and districts right now, in the New Madrid class, it is Valley Catholic sits at 1, New Madrid 2, Kelly 3, Caruthersville 4, Scott City 5, East Prairie 6, and Malden is 7th. And in Dexter's division, it is Park Hill Central, probably the favorite, I would say, in that class. They sit at number 1, Dexter right now at number 2, Kennett at number 3, Herculaneum at 4, St. Genevieve at 5, Donovan 6, and Fredericktown at 7. As you just saw there, the coin toss, New Madrid has won it and elected to receive. And, Jim, I want to touch on Donovan for a minute. Boy, there's news there that unsettling news right now. And I try not to get too personal on my feelings here, but it's a sad situation, I feel like, for anybody involved in that program and the teams who are about to face Donovan in that schedule. If they continue to cancel games, that is hurting the school, the town, the kids who still want to play, the parents, your sponsors, and the teams who are now going to miss a game because and especially a senior. If you're a senior and you just see an X beside that one because you didn't get to play that game because a team quit, that's tough to accept. I hope they really figure the situation out there.
Yeah, that's in case you all haven't heard, the Crothersville-Donovan game was canceled tonight due to, what I read in the paper, at least lack of players for Donovan. So that is a really bad situation. We're about set for football here between two of the better teams in Southeast Missouri, though. And Levi DeMint will tee it up for the Bearcats in their red uniforms trimmed in white.
New Madrid will have B.J. Williamson back. He's to the top of your screen. And also Jaquan Jones, number 2, to the bottom of the screen there, returning the football.
Williamson was out last week's game, but is back in. I'm sure is going to try to make a impression right off the bat here.
Well, Jim, here we go. Here's DeMint, and we are underway. Low kick will be taken by Jones there. Picks up just behind his 20. looks for a play, and there's one missed tackle. Alford finishes him up, and a gang tackle again by the Bearcats, Jim.
Wers down there made the initial hit, and then Alford right there to wrap him up. And you're right, another gang tackle by the Bearcats, what they're looking for, and New Madrid will start inside their own 20.
You know, one thing we're going to hit real quick with Dexter, we have seen a couple of big-time plays on their special teams. The tackle leading the game off last weekend, Alford made again. He made one tonight. He downed one at the 1-yard line on a punt here, game one. Lee Michael McDonald's fumble recovery last week that put the Bearcats in the end zone. Very big there. Curtois is your quarterback for New Madrid. He'll split Jones out, or Williamson out wide, rather. Here's Curtois, looks to pass, play one, going to throw a deep one to Jones. He's got his man beat, and it is caught. He is down to the 40, inside the 30, to the 20. See you later. Touchdown, New Madrid.
B.J. Williamson just sprinted straight down the middle of the field, got behind the defense. Curtois hit him right in stride, 81-yard touchdown catch, and the worst possible start for the Dexter Bearcats and the best possible start for the Eagles.
Well, Dexter right away gets beat over the top. We said they would be scored upon. They have right here. And maybe, Jim, I'm going to go out and say the best athlete I've probably ever laid my eyes on personally, B.J. Williamson, beats him and scores the touchdown.
Yeah, Dexter's going to have to do something and play a deeper safety right there. They had everybody up pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
New Madrid will go for two. That's Williamson. Snap. He hands that off, trying to get to the edge, and does. That is number 1, Ty Williams for the score. So New Madrid up 8-0 to start this one. Jim, that's a quick one. We're going to take a 30-second break. We will be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
We're back. B.J. Williamson takes it 81 yards on a pass from Julian Curtois and puts New Madrid up 8-0 right now. So they will be set to kick that off. That is number 80, Gabriel Tomas. I hope I have that right, Jim. Back deep for Dexter looks like number 22, Logan Pullum, and number 3, Devin Turnbow. Up short is Farmer, and that's going to go out of bounds for the penalty. So it doesn't matter who is up short. Dexter will have the chance for the penalty yards or take that at the 35.
I would say they'll take it at the 35 probably, Bobby, and start from there. And this is where the offense for Dexter has got to start initially and try to run it, get some offense going right off the bat, drive it down the field, and get in the end zone and try to match New Madrid's score.
Well, here's the good and the bad of that, Jim, for Dexter. The good is they wasn't on the field very long. They only have 3 kids to play both sides of the ball. The bad is one of those guys who was chasing Williamson all the way down the field was Alford, and he's playing both sides of the ball out there now.
Exactly.
New Madrid stays in tight. Nobody over the top. One back deep for Dexter. That is Grams. He's got it. Makes a man miss and makes maybe a 2-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, about 2 on the play there. And right now, 11 guys basically within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Got Jadis Jones back there and B.J. Williamson, 2 fantastic athletes at the safety positions.
That was Cranford with a tackle for New Madrid on that, number 54. Gentlemen, looking at New Madrid, they don't look as big as they did last year to me. I mean, I remember that line last year just looked really, really big up front. Howard in the gun, pistol formation. He looks real quick, out to McDonald. It is caught, and he goes for no yards on the play. Wrapped up quickly.
Ty Williams.
Like number 1, Ty Williams.
Yeah, good open field tackle there by Williams to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Dexter.
Something I see already, Jim, very tight coverage in the face mask of wide receiver Nolan Alford. That may be a chance for them to try to go deep on the field. Usually tight coverage, you think deep balls. If they give you a cushion, maybe something underneath.
Yeah, that's A.J. Ruff over there on Alford. Ruff's a good athlete, but Alford's got some size on him.
Here's Howard. He's looking Alford's way. He rolls out, still looking, throws that to Pullum and out of bounds. Nothing going for Dexter, so they will have to punt this away as it is sitting 4th and 7.
Yep, just out of the reach there of Pullum as Howard was flushed out of the pocket. Good pressure by New Madrid County Central, and pretty good coverage on the defensive end there. So Jackson Howard back to punt for Dexter, and deep for New Madrid is B.J. Williamson.
Jim, of note, Barry Aycock has just texted me, said they had interviewed Jadis this week in the studio about his decision to go to college, as that kick is short and it's going to go away from the returner. Dexter's probably going to down at about the 39-yard line.
Yep.
About his decision to go to Coastal Carolina, that will be coming up on the Aycorp Media Networks. You can look for that. Hit the like button and follow Aycorp Sports and Aycorp Media on your Facebook. You will see that come across when that comes in. So look for that interview of Jadis Jones as New Madrid will take this 1st and 10 from their own 39.
Yeah, I'd like to see that myself. That'll be an interesting interview after to hear why he chose there versus some of the other options he had.
You know, every time I've had a chance to speak to Jadis Jones, he's been very respectful as that hand comes near side there, and Williams gets it upfield. Looks like that was Weathers on the play.
Yeah, Weathers with a tackle pickup about 3 there for Ty Williams. He's filling in for Caden Minner tonight, who's out with an injury. Bearcats still play their 4-3 defensive, 4-man front.
Yeah, from what I understood inside my household, Jim, there's going to be several different looks. You see linebackers now kind of spread out a little bit more there for Dexter. Good block there, and there's Williamson around the edge, and he's got room up past the 50 and out of bounds. Smart play, didn't take a hit to the body and said, hey, I've got the first. Let's go regroup and go for it again.
As you said earlier, he's such a good athlete. He just, he can turn on the speed when he needs to. He's got good presence on the field like that. And he's just a handful to control.
And interesting enough, I was talking to somebody before the game, and they said in the classroom, very smart kid in the classroom as well. I mean, when he wants to make the grades, boy, he's got the smarts and pencil and paper to do it. It's always great to hear athletes who are also great students in the classroom. Courtois set has trips to the bottom of the screen, solo coverage at the top. That is Christian Wirtz out there in solo coverage, and timeout New Madrid. We've got it. We will take one as well. We will be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Welcome back. We are just coming out of the New Madrid timeout. As always, Jim will try to keep us up to date throughout the night on other games in the area going on. Interesting enough, East Prairie and Portageville. East Prairie put up a lot of points. Surprised us game 1 against Charleston, and that's a big game for them going against Portageville. I'm going to say Portageville is probably the stronger team, but very interesting matchup down there.
Yeah, once again, you got to stop Jamarian Smith somehow if you're East Prairie, but it should be a good matchup.
Here's the setup. You've got Jones at the bottom of the screen by Ruff, and then Williamson inside all alone. I believe that is B.J. Williamson coming far side, and there they are. Dexter sniffed that out well, offered, and that is Dement in on the play.
As well as Wurs, I believe.
That goes, Jim, negative plays are huge for defense. That goes for a -2 on the play.
Second long for the Eagles.
Rosano comes in the ballgame. First time we've seen him on offense as Williamson goes out for a quick break.
You will see a couple of things. I think Alfred's usually your strong side backer. He's going to line up in a lot of different positions for Dexter tonight. And Dexter jumps there. Boy, you take him for a loss of 2 and then give him 5.
Yeah, good job by Julian Courtois there with his cadence to draw the Bearcats offside. So it'll be second down and about 7 now versus 12. Jadis Jones out here, single coverage with Devin Turnbow. Turnbow's got his hands full there.
Yeah, it's size advantage New Madrid. But Turnbow's a sophomore, but a very, very good athlete, has good speed to be able to try to cover Jones out there. Here's Courtois. He's got men to his left and right there. Here's the snap. He looks to pass. He's back. He's going to throw it deep to Jones. He's got coverage back there, and it is going to be pass interference. Yes. If Turnbow turns around and looks for the ball, he's got it, but he kept running.
Right.
And he's got to learn to read the receiver. When the receiver looks up and you see his eyes go up, you've got to go with him.
Yeah, exactly right. That was a sort of a sophomore mistake there. Knowing that Jones, he stayed with him pretty well, all in all. If he just would have turned around, he might have even had an interception if he'd have turned around.
That is a 15-yard penalty, so that is a 1st and 10 for New Madrid at the 29-yard line now.
You can sort of see how New Madrid's managed to put up 50 points a ball game with the way they can move the football down the field.
Well, New Madrid has made a point to come in this game, and Dexter's played pretty well against the run. New Madrid is saying, hey, we're going to come in and throw the football, and they have as well. B.J. Williamson now your quarterback, and that is number 21, Charlie Rosano by his side. Here's Williamson. It is a quarterback keeper. He tries to get outside and hit and still keeps going for a couple. We'll say he picks up about 4 on the play, taken down by a couple of different Bearcats.
Good initial contact there by Dexter, but Williamson just keeps traveling on, comes up limping a little bit, but picked up about 4.
Caleb Gott credited with a tackle for the Bearcats.
Williamson has thrown the ball at least once this year, I know of.
Good arm, but usually when he's in the game, he's looking to take that thing and run, and he hands that off there, and nowhere to go. Dexter stacks it up in the middle.
Good job there defensively by the Bearcats.
And as we continue to get chances, we will brag on it. Dexter's defense has been very, very strong this year, and again, look at how many kids in on the play there.
Guys,
ball carrier was Charlie Rosano.
Yeah, Gott came out of there, and Garrett Coons both in there on that tackle. So 3rd down and about 4.
New Madrid keeps Williamson in the game. He has a man in motion. That is Ruff coming to the bottom of the screen here. New Madrid will check the sideline. Again, with the New Madrid athletes they have, no safety over the top. Here's the snap. Williamson, he's going to look to throw. He's got a man, Jones, in the end zone, and Dexter's corner falls, and touchdown, New Madrid.
Jadis Jones with a nice catch, though. That ball hung up there. He took contact as soon as he touched it, but held it on to it, and it's 14-0 New Madrid.
Well, Devin Turnbow slipped on the play, and Jones was able to have an easy reception there. New Madrid now up 14-0, and they will surely go for 2 on the play.
Yeah, I don't know that New Madrid kicks the extra point ever that I know of. It's always pretty much go for 2.
When you have those kind of athletes, I don't know that I would either.
Exactly right. If you get it every other time, you're just as well off. So
Williamson will be the quarterback by himself. New Madrid shifts at the line. Here's the snap. Williamson's going to take it to the top of the screen. He tries to go outside, and he is going to be taken down short of the goal line. Number 26, Christian Wers again. Jim, he has been very good on the edge this year, tackling in space.
He's a really good tackler out there on the edge. You're exactly right.
And I think the key word, in space, he's a good tackler.
Yes, absolutely right, which is hard to do a lot of times. You're exactly right.
Well, Dexter finds themselves in a 14-0 hole, Jim. We talked about it before the game. Dexter needed to stay out of this situation. Now they've got to find offense, and they've got to find it in a hurry.
Right, yeah, and this is not Dexter's offense is not particularly built to come back quickly, so they just need to play what they need is to go down and get a score and then get a stop on defense. That's sort of the key right here. And they had the situation, 2nd and 12 a while ago, but gave up a penalty and then the 1st down, so.
Well, and Dexter's not necessarily built for that, but they are built for explosive plays. McDonald can do it. They've got the athletes, but generally their offense is, hey, we're going to take 5 or 6 and beat you to death on those kind of plays, it seems like.
We've got an offsides or a procedure, one of the 2 on the Eagles.
Yeah, offsides on the Eagles.
They'll move it back 5 yards.
And so far, New Madrid's not shown they can kick the ball very far, so that's going to benefit Dexter there in that area.
Absolutely right, and that's an issue as you get into further down the season, as you start thinking about districts and that kind of thing. Not having a very strong kicking game is a tough, especially if you put up a lot of points. You're kicking off a lot. That you give the other team a lot of good field position if you don't watch out.
I think that's the difference between they and Valley, maybe.
Yes.
Valley's going to have that part of their game. They can kick a field goal if they need to. extra points to win a game. Those kind of things will make a difference. That's a short kick toward Farmer. He's going to pick that up and dropped it at the 25, makes a player or two miss, and taken down at about the 32. So an opportunity missed by Dexter as they will take over at the 32-yard line of their own.
32-yard line here, and they, like we said, they need to put a little drive together here. They haven't had a first down yet in the ball game. It was 3 and out the first time. So Jackson Howard, as he leads that offense.
And Jim, Dexter right now, they have to be sitting upstairs looking down at this New Madrid defense and saying, where's the hole and where do we attack? Remember, we talked about where East Prairie attacked straight up the middle last week. Dexter's got to find some traction, and they've also got to eat some clock.
Yes, absolutely right. You can't go 3 and out. You're exactly right.
Offered wide to the bottom of the screen by himself. Here is Farmer in motion. He gets the hand. He cuts that back inside. Nice game by R.J. Farmer. Another big gain and out to the 43-yard line now.
I believe we'll have a first down off of that. We'll see for sure.
Jim, he had just missed breaking one open.
He did, absolutely right. He just got tripped up just at the last second there. He could have gone all the way. You're exactly right.
Farmer cuts as well as anybody you will see wearing the red and white uniform for the Bearcats. He can cut immediately on a dime and reverse from left to right or backwards and forwards. Fun guy to watch.
And Madrid County keeps 10 guys actually within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
10 guys in the box, and here's a quick pitch back into Farmer.
Nothing there that time.
Maybe a game of a yard or so.
Right.
I did hear this week on that play there, as I was watching a college game, I guess it's this past week,
right.
Actually that pitch forward, that is a pass.
Right.
So that is credited as passing yards for a quarterback in the stats.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
I would have always thought the shuttle pass was still a run because of the tightness of it.
No, but it's that's right. That's exactly right. Slade Curtois, by the way, on the tackle there for New Madrid County.
2nd and 8 right here for the Bearcats. Offered again, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Howard in the gun. Here's the fake hand and a flag. That's a throw out, and that is caught by Turnbow. He has got it up to the 39-yard line of New Madrid if it stands.
Procedure on Dexter, I believe.
Yeah, false start on the play.
Yep, double shift on the Bearcats. So it'll be bring it back on a nice play. Good catch by Turnbow out there. He was wide open. Nice route that time. You had Turnbow come out at about 15 yards, and then you had, I believe it was Alford downfield about 25 or 30 yards. So that defensive back had to make a decision. It was a nice job, but it gets called back on the penalty.
And right there where I was talking about find the holes in the defense, I think they just saw where coverage could be an issue right there. When one guy goes, opening up the flats in the fields with the underneath pass. Dexter now 2nd and 13, ball on the 40-yard line. That is Turnbow in motion, fake hand. Howard, he's looking to pass, throws a deep ball. He has got a man, McDonald, and it is picked off by B.J. Williamson. He is back to his 15, and he's got room to run, and he is up to the 30 now to the 35 and out of bounds. Jim, I'm not sure. He still got the football, but, boy, he ran out of bounds with a lot more green pasture in front of him and could have picked up yards.
He could have. You're exactly right.
And likely could have juked a guy, but, he's smart enough to say, hey, let's go play offense now maybe.
Right. Thrown into double coverage there a little bit by the Bearcats, and on the tip went to Williamson.
And not only double coverage, somebody had to run a bad route for Dexter right there. There were two wide receivers in the same area.
Right.
And 3 defensive players from New Madrid. You're
exactly
asking for trouble. I'm not sure who was on that route right there. I saw McDonald, the intended receiver, as looks like we may have a timeout on the field. We will take one as well. 5:38 to go on the first. 14-0 New Madrid.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Back at Charles Bland Stadium here on the campus of the Dexter school system. 14-0 here. New Madrid with the lead and just got the ball on a turnover. The only score we have right at the moment, folks, Kelly leads Chaffee 6-0 in the first quarter. So far, nothing else reported. Some good games around the area, though. It's East Prairie, Portageville, Poplar Bluff, Cape Central tonight. Perryville and St. Vincent, a big rivalry up there. Jackson and Farmington, a big SEMO conference game. And Charleston and Malden tonight as well.
That's the game over there. Poplar Bluff and Cape Central. That's a game Poplar Bluff needs. They're 0-2 on the season so far. They've dropped 2 tough ones. They need to show some signs of life, and they've got a tough matchup with Cape Central in there. Here is Kurt Toys. He hands that to Williamson. He looks to pass. He's got a man deep. That is Jones, and he has got it to the 20, to the 10. You know it. Touchdown, Jadis Jones.
Jones with his second touchdown of the night, and that was just way too easy. The Bearcats bit on the handoff to Williamson. They bit that it was going to be a run, and Jadis Jones, there wasn't anybody within 15 yards of that. Williamson with his second touchdown pass of the night, and it's 20-0 with 5:29 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, Dexter has been noted for their defense this year, but right now they cannot stop a pass play. They look very good on the run, but right now they are getting absolutely whipped on the passes. 20-0, and New Madrid will go for 2 again. And, Jim, this is still 5:29 left in the first quarter.
We're exactly right. Exactly right. Well, that's what we talked about. Dexter has got to find a way offensively to move the ball.
Here's the handoff. It comes near side, and he is going to be taken down, so no two-point conversion. That is number 21, Rosario on the carry. So Farmer gets a tackle, but nonetheless, they are down 20-0.
Yeah, 20-0, and just as you said, so far the defensive line has not been able to put any pressure on the passer for New Madrid County. And a nice call right there by Coach Fullhart to knowing that Dexter would probably look at the running play and bite on that, and boy, they did. And as we said, it was wide open, and Williamson hit Jadis Jones in stride for the touchdown.
And you think there's 2 kids you've got to guard for New Madrid, and Williamson and Jones, but that's wrong. They've got other athletes as well, so you can't just focus on those 2 because they've got kids everywhere. Ty Williamson certainly make plays. The running back, Rosano, he can also make plays, so that they've got kids out there. There's a short kick. McDonald comes up. He fields that at his own 30. He tries to make a man miss, and is going to be taken down about the 38-yard line. So that's where the Dexter offense will start.
Looks like that Jack Pipkin came out of there, a sophomore for New Madrid County, with the tackle along with a couple other kids. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Dexter at their own 38. Really in need of a touchdown drive here.
Well, the interception thrown by Howard was his first turnover of the year. He's taken care of the ball very well. Down 20-0, Dexter's in a situation now to decide, do we try to slow play this and just run the game, or we need to get back in this and try to make a quick strike and score?
I think it's early enough in the season and in the game that you still try to run your offense here, at least for a series or 2, and see what you can do.
Tight coverage everywhere from New Madrid. That is McDonald in motion, hand to him going far side. Upfield, he makes a couple miss, cuts back, and taken down for about a gain of 4.
Jadis Jones in on the tackle there. We had heard that Jadis might not be playing defense, but obviously he is. So McDonald will pick up a 4 or 5.
He is playing away from the football, and I guess they just say, hey, if you're going to throw it, we'll just go up and pick it off with this big tall guy. But he sure does have the build of somebody who might be more like a defensive end. Or in college, I would think if you can get the weight on him, tight end position.
Tight end, I would see.
Possibly the wide receiver. I don't know about the speed, how it lines up, how they like it on the 40-yard dash versus other wide receivers. McDonald again coming near side, slips and falls on the turf.
Loss of about 2, and there was some yardage there to be had on that. It looked like if he could have cut it back.
Now Dexter will be in a 3rd and long.
3rd and about 7 there, and once again, New Madrid County is sort of daring Dexter to throw the football with their defensive setup, with 9 to 10 guys up close to the line of scrimmage.
It says 3rd and 6 on the board, Jim, but that looks like a really long 6 yards.
That's a long 6, yeah, you're exactly right.
Again, New Madrid walks it down, tight coverage everywhere on the field. 9 in the box and covering the wide receivers. Now they back the pressure off the wideouts. Howard to throw. He throws it deep. McDonald, and hits well overthrown. So it will be 4th and 6, and Dexter likely in a punting situation.
Yeah, once again. And that's one of those situations, again, Bobby, maybe there's a place there for a screen pass. Maybe there's a place there for a slant across the middle. The passes we've seen have all been pretty much 25, 30 yards down the field.
And that's interesting you say that about the slant across the field. There's no safety over the top.
Right.
So you just got to get a 2 and up and run a post route maybe. the middle of the field should be wide open, you would think, right now. Howard is back in a punt formation. Here he is. He's going to roll. Nope. Straight, and he gets a good kickoff. Williamson will take that at his 25. Dexter in pursuit now. He breaks free and looks like a flag coming down. I'm thinking that's going to be a hold.
Yeah, I would guess a hold or an illegal block, one of the two. So.
And McDonald picks up the flag, mostly into the ref, but he's telling you, no, I've got to leave that to show the spot of the foul.
Exactly right. So it'll take it back here. That is a hold. Good call there, Bobby, and it'll take it back 10 yards. So New Madrid County will start
about their 19 right there, I believe.
Deep in their own territory. That's exactly right. But they lead 20-0 with 3:49 to go here in the first.
But it really hasn't mattered where they started, Jim, because they finished in the end zone 3 trips.
First series of the game, they started on the 19-yard line and threw an 81-yard touchdown pass in the first play to B.J. Williamson. But you're right. No matter where they've started, sir, they've been able to move the football down the field.
We will look at the Dexter Bearcat defense, see if anybody's going to be over the top deep. And again, Jim, they have been beaten on 2 long passes already, and I don't see them lining up like they're going to have a safety over the top.
Yeah, Williams is the deepest. Ryder Williams is the deepest right now at his safety spot. He moved back a little bit.
Here's a hand. It goes to Rosano outside. He's got room, and he is upfield and looks like bumped down by Alford. And a fumble on a play. Jim, I'm not sure. Is that all? That was Alford sticking a shoulder in, knocking the ball loose, and first down New Madrid.
Yeah,
they recovered that.
By New Madrid, yep. Covered by New Madrid there. Good job by Rosano of cutting it up the field, then lost it on the hit, as you mentioned. But
I think they were calling him down on contact because I never seen anything come out of a referee's hand or on the ground, and they didn't dig for the ball right there. I think that stayed New Madrid, so no fumble on the play.
Gotcha.
New Madrid has it 1st and 10. Here's the inside hand, and that's bobbled on the hand, and that is Logan Pullum, first man in there, I believe, for Dexter. That was, I believe, Ty Williams on the carry for New Madrid.
That's exactly right. So it'll bring up 2nd and about 11. Good job. And Dexter's run defense has been pretty good tonight so far. It's just been the pass defense that has really struggled.
Jim, that is a young man, Logan Pullum. You don't see his name in these stats for the tackles a lot this year, and it doesn't mean he's not doing his job. On defense, a lot of times he's playing the weak side. Well, the weak side means the play's likely going away from you.
Right.
His job is to hold down his spot or protect against the reverse. So, good to see him in the stats right there making that play. But, if you don't see the gaudy numbers, that may be a good reason why right there on the weak side. Here is Williamson. He's got it. He takes that far side. Got a little room to cut and does not, out of bounds. That is, again, number 12, Nolan Alford on the play.
Yeah, good job there by Nolan and to run him out of bounds. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 to go. Wurs did a nice job of, I noticed over there, fighting the blocker off to sort of hold him up long enough that to help Nolan get there and make the tackle.
Yeah, and anytime you stretch a field, good linebackers are going to pursue outward and get to you. Wurs really cut off, too. The opportunity to cut back. Here comes Alford. Wurs is right there in front.
Right.
No opportunity really to make a cut anywhere.
Right.
Here's Williamson still at quarterback. He's got it 3rd and 6. He looks to pass. Nothing there. He's going to try to run now. He does. Pass to a wide open Jadis Jones. How does that happen again? And that is touchdown New Madrid. Jim, that is 4 touchdowns in the first quarter for New Madrid. They are showing complete dominance in this game.
Well, I can tell you how that happened right there. The defensive backfield, once B.J. Williamson started to come out of the pocket and run a little bit, the defensive backfield put their eyes on him instead of Jones, and Jones kept his route running across the middle and gets the touchdown. Jones with his 3rd touchdown of the evening.
I would assume New Madrid is already probably over 200 yards of passing in this football game.
Oh, no question, because they had 81 in the first play, so no question about that.
I don't know that I've ever seen that done in a high school football game. And it has been easy picking so far.
Yeah, it really has. 26-0, and they'll go for 2.
Williamson gets the snap, hands that. Nope, he's going to throw it to Jones. That's a jump ball, and he's got it.
Well, that's a given. If you throw one up, jump ball to Jadis Jones, it's going to be caught.
Flag, I'm guessing that's going to be illegal motion against New Madrid, so that will back them up. No 2-point conversion at this point.
I think you could throw that jump ball to Jadis pretty much any time on a 2-point conversion, and have a pretty good chance of completing it. Illegal shift there.
Well, Jim, we generally don't sugarcoat a whole lot of things in our broadcast, and we won't hear I'm sorry for the Dexter fans, but it has been ugly so far. Williamson in the gun. He looks, surveys, going to throw it. He does, and it is overshot there to A.J. Ruff, the intended receiver. So Dexter gets the stop. It remains 26-0 New Madrid. 2:11 to go in the first. We'll take 30 and be back. We are back, Jim. We was discussing in the break there. At what point does Dexter put a man deep and say, look, just stay there? Here is McDonald. He catches it. He's up past the 30, now near the 40, and crosses the 40 and goes backwards. He's got room. Here he goes. He crosses midfield, now to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. It is going to be touchdown, Dexter.
Just a great cutback by Lee Michael McDonald, a little spark that Dexter needed there. To get the touchdown. And that was another example of that short kickoff, Bobby. When you give it that short kickoff, it makes good things happen for the receiving team.
Well, and here's where it's an advantage for New Madrid that McDonald helped make himself some plays there, and his patience in the way he works. He had 2 less blockers behind him because he was up. 2 less blockers. He gets in traffic and makes a man miss, and he saw the green pasture on the lower side of the screen there, and he takes it to the house for Dexter. Gets him on the board. They've got the mint. He will try for the extra point. Here's the snap. Hold is good. Kick is up, and kick is good. So Dexter on the board, 26-7. That was such a quick score. We're going to keep it here instead of going to break after that one. Here comes Dexter back on defense. We've talked. Nobody's been over the top, and they have been beat routinely. Deep passes. The Warner Jones was a mid-level to deep pass, a post route over the top there that Williamson just kind of let happen or let develop and then throw it over. But Dexter's been beaten so badly right now on the pass and over the top. I can't believe there's not a safety probably at least 15 yards off the ball.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Bobby. The one touchdown pass by Jones was a slip by a defensive back. Okay, that one you can live with, but you've got to have some defensive help, or you've got to maybe double team Jones, one of the two. You've got to do something. Whoever, 3 touchdown passes to him, somebody's got to give him some help. It's much similar to watching him play basketball. You can't let Jadis Jones have the ball in the post low. He's going to score every time. Well, same thing here. You've got to have some help. Somebody's got to have some help out there on the defensive back spot.
Yeah, and we certainly don't want to put all that on a cornerback because it is tough keeping up
absolutely.
In tight coverage. As DeMint will tee this up and kicks it away. Very good kick over the head, and that is going to be taken by New Madrid and fumbled there. And now a throw across field. Look at this. Williamson's got it. He has got a man beat there. Now he's upfield. The kicker misses. And Williamson to the 50. One man to beat and gets him out of bounds. What a play by Connor Hill to save a touchdown for Dexter. Jim, they're pulling out all the stops and they're only up 26-7 in the first. I'm a little surprised in that. Well, I'll show it now, but
that's
it is
sort of
fun
my
to call.
thing. It's not even so much that it's a bad play. It's a question of why would I have that on film for somebody else to watch, Valley or somebody to watch down the road a ways. I don't know that I understand. I guess you got to try it sometime. But
as an announcer, I'm glad they did it because I get to call it and it's fun.
Oh, yeah,
And the viewers at home get to see that. But probably not the best time for that when you don't need to pull that play out of your playbook right now.
Official timeout.
We've got an official timeout on the field right now.
Yeah.
Dexter will line up again. Looking and still nobody over the top. Farmer a little deeper this time in coverage.
Yes.
He is to the bottom of the screen. You'll see Turnbow at the bottom in coverage on Jones, Alford on Ruff, and then there's Farmer behind Alford a little ways. Curtoy's in the gun. He'll hand that off up the middle. Dexter, look at there. Logan pull him in that play quickly, trying to get the number on the ball handler. That is number 21, Rosano.
Also, Hrvojevic in on that tackle from his linebacker spot, the sophomore.
Jim, a couple of folks that I've talked to within New Madrid They really, really like this Rosano kid. He's just a sophomore. They think they've got something coming if he has to play the rest of this season and Minter doesn't, or if it's next year. Either way, they feel very good about him. Here's a fake at his Courtois on the outside. Alford misses and taken down by Weathers. And a fumble on the play. We are looking for a signal. Dexter football.
1:05 to go here in the first quarter.
But, Jim, already this season, again, Dexter is winning the turnover battle, but they're going to need a few more in this game if they plan on catching up. I believe that is now, 7 turnovers this year?
9, I think. 9, 6 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries now. So 9 turnovers, the defense in 3 games. So
9 turnovers. That is fantastic.
That really is. That is outstanding. You're exactly right. One turnover each tonight. But the Bearcats really needed that. They have the ball on their own 37 with 1:05 to go here in the first quarter.
Howard, he will bring his team to the line. Still tight formation, offer to the bottom of your screen. Now Grahams comes up next to Howard. Here is Farmer. He's in motion. He's got it. Coming near side. He is looking for a cut. Makes a small one and up to the 45. So a gain of about 8 on the play by R.J. Farmer as the clock is ticking now well under a minute.
Jet Grahams and Jadis Jones with a little extracurricular there after the play as Grahams was leading that, sort of went downfield and got on Jones a little bit.
Well, Dexter will definitely have a snap before the end of this one, maybe 2, and I'm thinking one more play before we end the first quarter here. They break the huddle. Again, stays tight formation, same with offer to the bottom. Grahams will now go out wide, little different formation now for Dexter. Here's a play. McDonald comes near side, hand to him. He's got a lane. He's got a yardage. He's got Alford in front. He has got blocker still stays on his feet, and Jones will take him down at the 35. Jim, exactly what Dexter has needed. They've got 14 seconds left as the clock stops for the change to move.
That was a good run right there, and Lee Michael McDonald just cut back and was very patient with his blockers out there and got the big pickup.
Dexter will have to hurry if they want to get this off, and I don't believe they will because Howard is not showing like he's running back to the huddle.
Yeah.
That will take us to the end of the first quarter. It has been New Madrid Eagles all the way. They lead this one 26-7. We'll be back in a few here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Welcome back to Dexter Gym. It's always good to see friends come around, and Scott Nelson just stepped around the corner here and waved at us. I don't know if you saw him, but he tapped me on their arm there. Nice to see him. Big hello also to Ron Glaus. He is watching out in Fayetteville with his daughter. It's Dad's Day out there, so glad to have Ron tuned in. And there is a lot of folks, I feel like, probably in New Madrid in the fields right now, shelling corn, maybe looking at rice as well. And big hello to those guys tuned in. Here's Howard up the middle. Good play there for him. He's going to be taken down about the 30.
Down about 26, I think. So he'll pick up about 7 yards or so on that play. So, and we've seen in the last 2 weeks, we've seen Howard run the ball a little more for the Bearcats.
Tackle there was by Jones for New Madrid. 2nd and 3 for Dexter. So pick up of 7 for Howard. Well, right now, Jim, I like the pace for Dexter. They've tried to slow this down some, and they're picking up yards as well, taking a little bit of the fire and fun out of the game for New Madrid.
Exactly right.
Connor Hill runs far side, and Dexter's going to have to take a timeout. That play clock was down to 2.
Yep, good job there of seeing it, not taking the penalty, so a timeout for the Bearcats.
You know, interesting. We're going to keep it here, Vince. We just come off a break. Jim, we've seen that a lot for Dexter this year, struggling to get some plays going, and that play clock getting really low.
Right.
You know, these plays have got to happen faster, or the mental process of it, the quickness of it. Of course, right there I see why maybe Howard ran the football. He has to get up, get through the traffic, get back, get the play, get back to his huddle. You know, that's something, though, that Dexter's going to have to figure out is how to get that play clock managed a little better to get things going for him.
You're exactly right. Some scores from around the area right now. Poplar Bluff and Cape Central at Cape tied at 7 in the first. Jackson leads Farmington, and Farmington 14-11 also in the first quarter. Chaffee has come back and taken a 7-6 lead on Kelly in the first quarter as well. So those are some scores from around the area in SEMO football.
Here's Dexter. Again, struggle lining up right there. McDonald now having a reset to the high side of the screen. Offered at the very top, then McDonald, then Farmer. That is Pullum in motion. Hand to Logan Pullum, not the guy you expect, but look at him go. He's got a first down. Good block up there for him. I love the play call right there, Jim. That's not a guy you expect to get a jet sweep.
Exactly right.
And he picks up a first down for you.
Yeah, a nice first down there. That's about the third Bearcat, though, I've seen slip tonight on the turf, which makes me wonder if it's a little damp maybe from it's not all that humid tonight, a little cooler, but it's still a nice first down, and they're inside the Young Real Estate red zone here inside the 20.
A lot of dew's been moving in the last couple of nights, so
that's for sure.
Definitely picking up on heavy dew, no doubt, with the moisture of the field. Here is Howard. He's got his guys in the gun. He's going to push Grahams out further now. All from McDonald and Farmer to the top. That's Grahams to the bottom. And here is McDonald in motion. Hand to him. He's got a little room. He makes a cutback. Nice play, Lee Michael McDonald. Jadis Jones will take him down at the 5-yard line. But that is one thing McDonald does, is always looks for a cut when he runs.
Well, and it's such a nice job. Some different looks by Dexter, moving Jet Grahams out to the wideout position from in the backfield. Just some different things. I will mention too, though, Jadis Jones. You talk about a sure tackler, man. A couple times now he's put Lee Michael McDonald down when he's been the last guy between him and a touchdown.
Well, I won't call it loving arms because I don't think he brought much love to that play, but he wrapped those arms around him tight and took him down.
He did.
Here is Howard in the gun. He's got a man in motion. That's Farmer. He's got it. He's coming bottom of the screen, and he's looking for room, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Good offensive series. The Bearcats just stayed with what they do best, running the football with a variety of people, and they get the touchdown, and it cuts the lead in half to 26-13.
Well, the Bearcats controlled the football very well after the fumble, ate some clock while they did it, and was able to march it down. Jim, I think Dexter may have found something right there. You said it earlier in the game, control the football and also wear New Madrid down. They've got several kids playing both sides of the ball. The kick is through for Dement. So now 26-14. I believe that is now 14 unanswered for Dexter.
That is correct. That is correct. So now the issue becomes, how does Dexter go about trying to stop the New Madrid offense? They've struggled with that. The only time New Madrid has been stopped tonight is on their own when they fumbled the football and turned it over. So Bearcats have got to find a way to stop that to stay in the ballgame.
Well, Jim, with the interview of Jones coming up, you have to wonder, was it the Beaches or the Hurricanes he goes after, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something you will all be able to hear, as that will be coming to you soon on the Aycorp Media Networks as that decision comes about and you hear his thought process. I will be interested to see the recruiting of what happened, because he had a chance to stay home and play close to home.
Right.
Near New Madrid, you know, a 45-minute drive, everybody can go see him. And then you also have Coastal Carolina. He had a couple more offers out there, but, you know, the intrigue is staying at home or going to a place like that. Glad for him is here is Dement, tees that up at the 40 and kicks it away. Deep kick, and that is over the head of number 2 there, and he's got it now up to the 20 and takes that tackle there. I think offered again on the tackle.
Good
Jim,
special teams play once again by the Bearcats.
We call his name a lot, but he is in on a ton of tackles for Dexter. That was number 2, Jaquan Jones, on the play. Also, I could not hear there's somebody else in on that tackle.
I think he said Havoyevich was in on the tackle as well.
Havoyevich as well.
Yep. Exactly right. So Bearcats now having to try to figure out how to stop New Madrid County. And it looks like maybe we have a deep safety.
Yeah, it looks like Farmer now, a little bit deeper safety. I can tell you, folks, you hear the name Havoyevich, he is going to be a really good one for a while for Dexter. Number 44, middle linebacker right now, hard hitter, and this kid just loves contact. Meanwhile, it's Williamson back in the game at quarterback. He'll bring it near side up the field, and he has got a little room there and hurdles into people and taken down by a host of Bearcats. We're going to call it a gain of 5, and here's a penalty.
Flag, and I believe that'll be a late hit on Dexter possibly in there. We'll see, though, for sure.
Well, I always want to wait because when I say something like that, Jim, I'm wrong, so I'm going to pause on that one.
I understand.
I have the grace of usually calling it wrong. It's a dead ball foul, personal foul against Dexter. So, Jim, you're very good at that, and I'm not.
Well, I got lucky on that one, but I saw the extracurriculars going on over there. Now, the one thing that you can see from New Madrid here immediately when they saw the deep safeties for the Bearcats, they're going a little more to the run game because that opens that run game up a little bit. And that's sort of the devil of playing that deep safety is. That allows those athletes in the running game then to get some things going for New Madrid County.
Well, and you talk about athletes, there's Jaquan Jones here at the bottom of the screen. You've got Jadis Jones all the way to the top of the screen. You got Ruff flanked right beside him. I believe that's Ty Williams right beside him, Rosano, and here's B.J. Williamson. Deep throw right there. Dexter's man falls. Tangled up a little bit with the legs, but no penalty. That was accidental contact. Pass intended for Jaquan Jones. So that will be 2nd and 10 for New Madrid now. Right now, also, Dexter is severely losing the yardage on the field from penalties, Jim. I believe that is now, 5 or 6 against Dexter?
Yeah, it's been a number, and that's been an issue they've had the first couple ball games, a number of penalties. So that's something they'll have to watch. A little surprising with New Madrid County here with Williamson at the quarterback spot pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, Curtois was in earlier. He is out. Williamson in. Here's Williamson. He gets it, looks for running room. Does not, and he does there. He didn't have it at first, and there's a couple of guys in. Looks like a hold coming in. That was Farmer and Turnbow in on the tackle.
Yeah, got to believe from where that's thrown, that will be a hold. It is a hold from the official there on New Madrid County, so that'll move it back 10 yards.
And I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's the first personal foul penalty we've seen on Dexter this year, too.
It is the first personal foul penalty. You're exactly right. Most of it has been, it's either been a couple pass interferences or illegal procedure, typically, or offsides.
Yeah, and what you're looking at there when that's only their first one, they're playing with good discipline there.
Right.
You know, the kids are not playing out of their head and with emotions. They're playing sound football when you do that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, we've seen a couple times this season as we've done the third Dexter game now that maybe a kid gets a little riled up and one of his teammates will calm him down so they don't get that, and that's great leadership by the players.
2nd and 15, New Madrid. Here's Williamson. He looks, gets a pass out that is caught by Ruff. He has got room to run, and he is taken down finally by Dexter. That is number
44, Havoyevich, I believe. You know, A.J. Ruff's another one of those kids, both that is sort of unheralded a little bit, both on the football and basketball field, but he's a good little athlete.
You know, there was times, I believe, in the basketball season, he would help carry that team in tight situations from the free throw line.
Right.
You know, he was very solid there, I remember, but, you know, he's not going to be the guy who's driving past you every time because his size just can't get inside and score as much unless it's off a screen maybe. But his presence at the free throw line was great for New Madrid in a couple of years now running. As Williamson stays in the game at quarterback. Here's the snap, fake hand. He looks towards Jones. Dexter gives pursuit, throws deep, and it is incomplete.
Good coverage that time by the Bearcats. Double team, and there you had your deep safety back, Bobby, and that threw into the double team and to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and that's one Williamson, he was under a little pressure there. He needs to see that coverage there. It was tight coverage all the way down the field. And I guess if you're going to throw it to a guy in tight coverage, why not throw it to Jones because he's got the ability to go and get it. But
of all people, yeah.
Now they find themselves in a 4th and 5 situation, ball at the 48. They will no doubt go for this play here, up 2 scores.
Yeah, up 2 scores and 8:27 to go here in the first quarter. They've thrown the ball more than I assumed they would tonight, but Dexter's done a nice job in the running game defense, and we'll have a timeout called by New Madrid County here.
Jim, we will grab a 30-second as well. We'll check the scores when we come back from this.
We're back at Charles Bland Stadium. Some other scores from around the area tonight so far. Jackson leads Farmington 21-14 in the second quarter. No score yet that we've gotten from the Kennett-Sykeston game. Poplar Bluff trails Cape Central 14-7 in the fourth quarter. Portageville 28-0 lead over East Prairie in the second quarter. And Chaffee's jumped out to a 14-6 lead over Kelly also in the second quarter.
For the Dexter folks listening, I am trying to get a volleyball score update of what the Bearcats have done in their tournament in Cape, I believe. Here is New Madrid. Williamson has it, 4th and 5. He looks, quick throw, and that is caught by Jones, and missed tackle there. Jones breaks another tackle down, and he is going to be about to the 32-yard line. New Madrid, boy, there's just not much they can't do on the offensive side of the football.
Well, there's really not, and it's another one of those situations where you've got to play off of Jadis Jones, because if you don't, he'll run right past you, and it's an easy touchdown. So if you give him the 5 yards, which is what they took right there, it's a first down. So, I mean, as long as the pass is on target, it's a pretty much an automatic first down there for New Madrid County.
And here, we're going to talk different situations. For New Madrid, you're up 26-14 right now, so you've got a 2-point score. I'm wondering about Williamson in the game quarterback, and here he comes near side, and he has got room to run, and there he goes, and he is going to take it out at the 3-yard line, I believe.
Yep, knocked out of bounds there, I believe, by either Levi DeMint or I believe it was Levi DeMint that knocked him out of bounds.
And the question there for me, Jim, Williamson in quarterbacking this much, are you starting to make a move to him to be your primary, and if not, why not play Curtois more in here to get him more snaps in games, and especially in meaningful games?
Right. That's my question, too, that ran through my mind earlier, Bobby. Is this the situation that they're going to move Williamson to the quarterback spot sort of permanently in this here?
Well, and I, again, thinking out loud, I didn't see Curtois do anything bad there. He threw a nice pass over the middle to Jones for the touchdown early, and maybe there could be an injury situation. Here's Williamson. He is hit by Farmer. I think Ryder Williams had the initial contact. Farmer takes him down to 1.
Yep. Bring up second down and go.
For the Eagles.
And now certainly Williamson gives you a ton of athletic ability at that quarterback spot, but he hasn't played a lot of quarterback over the years, so the decision-making processes of throwing that kind of thing, that's a little different situation.
And I believe Curtois maybe not quarterback since his freshman year much, because I know they struggle with JV schedule some. As here's Williamson again. He's going to take it far side. Hit there immediately by, that is number 15, Ryder Williams, a loss on the play.
Yep. Good job by Ryder Williams there to sort of low ball Williamson and hit him in the legs and knock him down.
A little bit of surprise. I just got Philip Ritt text me. Kennett and Sykeston tied at 8 right now in the second quarter.
That is a little surprising. Sykeston, I think, is better than we saw last week, possibly. And I think Kennett, they're 2-0, but their schedule has not been that strong.
Here's Williamson. He's going to throw that to Jones out top, and that is knocked away, and they're going to call pass interference. Jim, the only thing I can think is he put his hands on the side of Jadis Jones.
That's a tough call.
I'm assuming they're calling that on Turnbow there. I would have to see the video again. That's the only thing I can think of. But he still made contact with the ball before the ball got to Jones. But if he put his hands on him and pushed.
Right.
And I really don't see how that call comes in. Like I said, I don't have his angle. But his hand would have been on the hip away from the official. It would have been hard to see.
Yeah, I agree. That's a tough call.
We're a lot further away.
But we're a long way away. You're exactly right.
Here's New Madrid. They've got it first down. Man in motion here is handed off up. And that is, I believe, rough. And that is
going to be short, I believe.
Down at the 1, and Dexter needs to watch there. Boy, they just whipped a guy out of there. And Dexter saying there's football. I see no call yet on the field, and it is Dexter football.
Dexter football.
Coughed up and fumbled.
That's a huge turnover there for Dexter recovery. Now, they're on the 1-foot line, so that's a problem. There's discussion going on among the officials, but it will be a turnover.
Well, now, interesting for Dexter. Everything they do offensively is out of the gun.
Exactly.
There is no way I'm in the shotgun on this play. I'm going to go under center with Howard and quarterback sneak it for a couple yards.
Yep. I agree with you. We'll see what they do, though. I don't know if they run anything under center ever.
Good to hear from my friend Corey Galloway. He is tuned in tonight watching the game. Sent me a text. Here is Dexter. I am in all of this. They are in the shotgun formation with Howard back. Graham's to his side. Howard's got it. He runs it upfield and taken down
at about the 1.
He maybe picked up 6 inches out of that shim.
Right. Not very much at all. Yeah, he didn't pick up hardly anything. You're exactly right.
You know, and you've got a big line. You've got Glaus, I believe, playing center tonight. He's 275. You got Billingsley to his left, 275. The other guard, I'm trying to make that as Caden Lee, who's probably your best offensive lineman, also at a guard. I think I'd want to take my chances and just push right behind those guys.
We're going to have a timeout here by Dexter to talk it over, I believe.
A timeout on the field. We will take one as well. We will be back in 30 on the Aycorp Media Networks. Back in Dexter, Missouri, New Madrid leads us 26-14, 2nd and 10, ball on the 1-yard line. Dexter just got that ball back. New Madrid threatened to score. Good defensive stand twice by Dexter, then New Madrid coughs it up, and they have the football here at the 1. Howard back in the gun, offered way outside by himself. If you're going to try it, you could get a 2 and up for a slant possibly right here. New Madrid shows blitz. Here's Howard. He looks to pass. He throws it over the middle. Pullman, and it's knocked away, almost picked. With Jim, I still don't understand for Dexter here, the play call. It is bunched up in the middle of that field right there, and you throw it tightly over the middle, and you've got one-on-one coverage at the top of the screen.
Right, threw it into double coverage there, so I agree.
You were throwing into heavy traffic when you can throw on a one-on-one ball out there, and the quick slant. The DB is turned where he can try to read that quickly, but a hard stab at him and a quick slant, you probably got separation there. Here is Dexter again. They're at the 1. Howard has it. He is going to hand that off to McDonald. He has got a run outside. He's upfield now, first down and more. To the 30, to the 40, and taken out at the 40. Lee Michael McDonald, and there comes the flag. They've watched McDonald chase him down to give him his opinion on the play. And they're going to get him for 15.
Well, he just can't. Let's see what that call is. We've got a New Madrid player hobbling off the field over there on the far side. Can't pick out who that is exactly.
McDonald, a big first down run. We will see what it comes out, but I think they probably got him. That goes against them.
Boy, you just can't do that after a big run. You've got the momentum on your side because you scored twice in a row. You get out of that hole, and then you give up unsportsmanlike conduct, which will move the ball back 15, I believe.
You made a big run, but you're also down 2 scores. You have no room to start running your mouth right there.
Exactly right.
And you did it in front of the New Madrid bench. Another place to not do it.
Right, exactly. You just can't. You know, you've got to just can't do that. That's just a bad decision there.
Well, we've talked about Dexter not making personal foul penalties, and they've had 2 already in the first half in this game. But they do have it 1st and 10, ball at the 23-yard line. New Madrid stays fairly tight with the defense. Howard in gun, empty backfield. Here is Farmer in motion. He's got it, cuts it back up the middle, going to pick up about 1 on the play, it looks like.
Good cutback that time. Tackle made by Pipkin.
Connor Henderson, number 59. For the New Madrid folks, we're sorry about that. We don't know every kid's number on this team. We know the stars, and we're trying to listen for the loudspeaker below when we don't catch it, and sometimes it's a little slower getting out to us. So our apologies for the folks in New Madrid. Howard back in the gun, pistol formation with Graham behind him. Here is the play. Howard rolls out. He looks. He's going to throw that deep. All alone is Pullman. He's got it at the 45.
Little pressure that time on Howard as he rolled out. So couldn't put quite as much mustard on it, but Pullman with another good catch, and it's a first down for Dexter.
And I was trying to watch the play develop there. It looked like Pullman got up the field and all of a sudden just turned straight to the sideline or stopped. I guess he come back to that football.
He came back to the football,
and
yes.
And the New Madrid player did not see the football, and he kept going.
Yes,
left him wide open. Dexter seems to be getting a little bit of a grasp for their offense. They've got 4:40 left to go here in the first to work with, or the second quarter, first half. Howard now has McDonald in motion. Low snap, picks it up. He looks again. There is what a play by B.J. Williamson. That pass is intended for R.J. Farmer. Williamson makes an acrobatic play to get a hand on that and make it an incomplete play.
Yeah, almost a fantastic interception there by Williamson. Brings up second down though on the pass knocked away, because that was an opportunity for a fairly nice pickup for Dexter that time. But Williamson just with a great play.
Yeah, again, he was open out in the just really kind of the underneath pass right there. The wide receiver goes deep, throw it underneath, wide open or almost wide open, what I would assume, and Williamson makes a great play. Here's McDonald in motion. Here's the hands. Going to be a penalty against Dexter, illegal shift, and that's going to be first down if it stays, and I don't believe it does. Illegal shift on Dexter.
And I have to watch that a little closer because I don't know why that was an illegal shift. I need to pay a little closer attention to that.
As many penalties as Dexter is picking up, Jim, that's something that's got to be cleaned up and addressed. I would figure they would want to watch the film and say, hey, so-and-so, this has got to stop, because this is routinely happening, and
right.
I just don't know that that's several players committing the penalty.
You know, we've not seen the illegal shift particularly until tonight. We've seen illegal procedure, and maybe it's just semantics a little bit as well there, but either way, it brings up a 2nd and 15, and the Bearcats can ill afford to give up yardage the wrong way.
Dexter stays same formation offered to the bottom of the screen. Here's McDonald in motion, fake hand. Howard Rose looks for a guy. He's got Farmer there. He's got it. Good catch, good tackle. Dexter down to the 41. Tackle made by number 1. That is Ty Williams.
Good tackle by Williams there. He's a little frustrated. I don't know if it's not getting the help he'd like to see out there or what, but it's a first down for the Bearcats. Another good pass, and the Bearcats have found that intermediate passing game you were talking about, Bobby.
And the fear, when you see a quarterback roll, you're watching two things, the deep pass or the quarterback scramble. When those eyes for the underneath guy hits that quarterback, all of a sudden it opens up that pass like we saw to Farmer there. Dexter stays, same formation again, offered to the bottom. That is McDonald at the top of the wing tee, and now Turnbow into the game. Here's the pitch to Turnbow, cuts it upfield. He's got a little room to work with. Gets it up and taken down near the 35, probably about the 36-yard line there.
Yeah, pickup of about 6 that time for Devin Turnbow. Nice to be able to bring an athlete like Turnbow in the ballgame just to give Farmer a breather there.
2nd and 4 for Dexter. They've got 3:20 and counting on the clock.
One timeout, I believe, left for each team.
Well, Jim, if you're Dexter, you get the ball after the half, so if you can control the clock and take this in and score, you've also made it a game and a chance to come back and take the lead after the half. Here's Turnbow. He tries to get upfield. He does, and going to be close to a first.
Yeah,
going to be taken down to the 32. He had to get to, it looks like just shy of the 32, and I think he's going to be right at it.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd down and just about a yard. Obviously in 4-down territory right here if you're Dexter.
Likely a Jet Graham or Jackson Howard play here.
You would sure think so.
Again, Dexter's trying to manage the clock toward the half.
We're going to have what we're doing here, trying to decide if it's a first down or not? No, I guess not.
I'm a little surprised as close as that was. As close as that was, they didn't bring in the chains. Look at the 3rd down marker on the other side of the field behind the official. He is right on top of it.
Right. I think the official's saying, hey, this should be a first down. We need to measure this because this should be a first down possibly. I think that's very possible.
Jim, I'm getting a score update here. Cape Central and Bluff are tied at 14. Kennett and Sykeston also tied at 14.
Yeah.
What a game for Bluff right now. They've struggled in 2 games and some good competition there. 0-2, and that is a very, very quality team up at Cape Central this year. They've been able to put points on the board. The fight they had with Hillsboro last weekend, matter of fact.
That was a good one, yeah. Jackson leads Farmington 35-17 now. Scott City 46-0 over Hayti in the second quarter.
We're going to catch this one right here, and if it is, it's just going to be the hair of the nose.
Just short.
Just short for Dexter, so it stays 3rd in inches. Again, who was you saying there? Scott City?
Scott City over Hayti 46-0 in the second quarter.
Yep. Hayti's program from what it is, it has been a struggle for them, and you hope they see that, get that the ship righted there, but boy, it's been a struggle so far for Hayti. I believe same way last weekend with Portersville, maybe 48-0 by the half.
That's right.
Howard takes his team up, Graham behind him. There's a snap, pitch inside to Farmer. He's going to have the first down and more as he gets that down almost to the 25 and does. In between the 25 and 26.
First down, Dexter here. And you wonder, we talked about this during the season. You know, Dexter's been able to pretty much only play 2 or 3 kids both ways on the football, and New Madrid plays a bunch of them. You wonder if New Madrid's kids are getting a little bit tired here as we get late into the first half.
Well, and I think if that's the case, Jim, I'm coming out with this big offensive line Dexter has, and I'm going to push and push and push and see if I can't. When you're tired and you go in and sit down, it seems like it makes you worse sometimes. Here's Farmer up the middle again. He is down to about the 21, we'll call it, so a pickup of 5 on the play.
Only a minute 48, though. Well, the Bearcats have got to get some urgency to their offense to try to get it in the end zone here.
Dexter does have 1 timeout to work with. Clock will stop to move the chains if they can do it. They break the huddle. A little bit more speed coming out of that huddle. Offer to the bottom. McDonald near him, tucked in, and that is Farmer next to the line there. Graham in the backfield. Here's the pitch again to Farmer. Dexter keeps it on the ground. Farmer gets it up short of the first by about a yard. So pick up of 5 on that play. So it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 1 situation for Dexter as the clock ticks. Probably will be under a minute when we snap this football. That is Jones on the tackle for Jason Jones. That is on the tackle for New Madrid.
This is a big series for Dexter. A touchdown here puts them back in the ball game. They don't score, a little deflating going into the locker room.
Yeah, they need to pick up the pace. There's too long getting out of the huddle. This clock ticks under a minute now. Here's Howard. He looks. He's got it offered. He's got it. Caught. It's in. What's the call? Fumbled.
He fumbled it.
And if it goes out of the back of the end zone, we'll see the call on it.
It's a touchback for New Madrid County.
What a big play there. Alford tried to stretch for the touchdown.
We'll see for sure if that's the call, but if it did go out of the back of the end zone, it's a touchback and it'll be New Madrid's football.
Well, and you don't have video replay. I would guess that's a tough one leaning. I'm going to say that's going to be a fumble in New Madrid football.
It is, and they'll take it over on the 20.
Well, Jim, we wanted to see that slant, and he had it there. Beautiful catch and play.
Fumbled in the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Second turnover on the night for the Bearcats. Now, what Dexter cannot do with 38 seconds left is give up a big play.
Well, that one hurts right there, Jim. And here's I credit the kid, and here comes a penalty from the ref, and that is going to be unsportsmanlike. That's one you can't have. I mean, now you can't give New Madrid more yardage.
Right, exactly right.
Now, I wonder if Jamerson is saying, look, he was down, because on the stretch right there, if you're stretching and falling, your legs and knees have probably hit the ground. He's reaching for the end zone. I wonder if that's what Coach Jamerson is asking for right there and upset about.
Timeout, New Madrid.
Now, with that, we're going to keep it here because there's 38-2 left. With that, it's so hard for an official to see that without any kind of replay.
Right. No replay, and you know, in the NFL, they've got 6 or 7 officials. Here you have 5. Without a replay, you wouldn't be able to tell that, no question.
Yep. So, situation, we've got it 38.2 seconds. New Madrid definitely has a chance. Coach Jamerson's still very upset on this. I don't know what he's pointing to the board about. Heavy argument going on down there by the man in a white hat and Coach Jamerson as Jamerson finally walks away from it. So New Madrid right now, the speedsters they have, you no doubt, I think you put a guy probably 15 to 20 yards from the football.
Yeah.
Don't let anything over you and behind you here.
Absolutely right.
And going back to that play for Dexter, that's a kid trying to make a play. And unfortunately for me, it's my kid, but I'm going to treat the same. He's trying to make a play to get a score. But, however, if he just goes down on the 1, Dexter's got a timeout, get the timeout called, and try to punch it in.
Right. No, that's exactly right.
Here we are. Dexter drops a man back. That is McDonald into the game as a safety. He's got good hands. He can make a pick if needed. Then you've also got Farmer just in front of him. Dexter's 4 down linemen. Everyone else in coverage. Well, there's a matchup favorable for New Madrid. They've got B.J. Williamson and Pullum right there. Here is the play coming around. It's going to be Williamson gets the football. He's looking to throw. He's got a man. It's Jones, and it is called by Jadis Jones. This kid can make everything thrown to him a catch. They've got 27.4 seconds left and the ball inside the 40-yard line.
Well, you wonder if there's you're exactly right. I mean, little contact over there both ways, but Jones just strong enough to pull it down and get the first down.
And you know, you're looking at that situation. I'm thinking right there, I'm going to the best athlete in Southeast Missouri, to Williamson, and he does. He gets the football as he's now quarterbacking. He's got it. He's going to look. Still looks. No real pressure from Dexter yet. Deep ball toward the end zone, up in the air, and it is picked off by McDonald. Lee Michael McDonald gets the interception, 10.5 seconds left. Jim, you can only think Dexter is going to take a knee and go into the half.
Right.
And if they do, folks, don't go away. Dustin Mayer will be joining me up here for an interview at halftime. We will talk about Mayor Law Office and also his title company as well. But, again, Dexter, now their 10th turnover. No, 11, because they also got the fumble earlier. I believe now 11 takeaways on the season this year with the defense.
2 giveaways. That's exactly right. Now, you on that last play, you know, Williamson looked for nobody except Jadis Jones. If he's going to quarterback, he's got to find some other receivers out there. No question about it. I mean, the whole stadium knew he was going to try to throw it to Jadis there.
Here's Dexter. They're just going to get in a victory formation and take a knee and take this to half. Everybody in tight. Snap, Howard has it, takes the knee, and that will indeed take us to half. New Madrid's going to walk away in the first half of the lead of this one, 26-14. Folks, don't go away. I will have Dustin Mayer joining me here in a few. We will be back on the Aycorp Media Networks.
This funeral home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time. Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
julep, pop, 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 julep, pop, 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 julep, pop, 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 woo!
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up and coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Dexter, Missouri. As you see the Dexter Bearcat marching band playing here at halftime. 8:48 left in the half. 26-14. New Madrid leaves Dexter. Crucial play right there near the end of the second quarter. The fumble out of the back of the end zone was called. And here to talk about it with me is Dustin Mayer of Law Office and Stoddard County Title. Dustin, I think this is 3 years running now. We've been able to do this here in this booth. Glad to have you back.
Thank you, Bobby. I really enjoy it. Y'all put on a great program, and it's gotten better every year. The camera angles, everything. So I appreciate y'all letting me come on.
Well, I saw you, I guess, 2 weeks ago at the pig cooking and dove hunt there, kickoff of the season. And I think you told me then that, you know what, I may never come to a game again with the camera and the quality of show you guys put on here. So thank you for the compliments. But Tell us a little about what you've got going on right now at the law office, and then we'll jump over the title and escrow. But first, what's going on at the law office? What do people need to know that's going on for Dustin Mayer there?
Yeah, we stay busy mainly with 3 or 4 different topics, personal injuries, car wrecks, things of that nature, trip and falls, and then we do a lot of criminal defense. I was a former assistant prosecutor, and I worked for the Attorney General's office, so have a real good feel, tried a lot of cases in that arena, and then we do a lot of business transactions, of course, real estate deals with the title company. So a little bit about your team there you have on board. Who all do you have there with you at the offices? Yeah, Pam Stouse is our Director of Operations there for Stoddard County Title and Escrow. And then we've got Tyler Chapman and Tessa that does our title searching. And then I've got 2 legal assistants, Mary Beth Johnson and Kelly Smith. So Sawyer Smith was there. He's, of course, elected prosecutor. Haven't got a replacement attorney. We've been looking, but no one yet. So if an attorney's out there looking, maybe contact Dustin. Could possibly be a match. You never know. That's right. Yeah, they're far and few between down here, it seems like. That's right. So with a title and escrow, that is something a lot of us do not talk about, discuss, because title and escrow is just something, we don't have to worry about. So enlighten me a little bit more. What is title and escrow? Why do I need to worry about that as a homeowner or property owner or so? Yeah, anytime you purchase property, you want to make sure you've got what's called marketable title, which means there's no liens. The person that's selling it, they've paid their taxes. They don't have any liens, no judgments. The deed of trust gets paid off if they've got a loan to the bank, and that has been properly passed down from person to person. So we ensure that you're not going to have any issues with that. We transact the closing, make sure all the liens and deeds of trust that are of record get paid off, and get you good title. So what you're telling me is I still don't need to worry about it. Just come to your offices and you'll take care of everything for me. Yeah, we can handle it. No kidding, that's right. Well, we've talked a little bit about the business. Now let's talk about football. This is an interesting game. New Madrid jumped out. I believe it's 26-0. They had a 26-point lead, 14 unanswered by the Bearcats. This could very well, I would love replay, because it would be so neat to see, was he down at the 1, was it a touchdown, did he cross, or did he really fumble? Those are all things we'll never know, so we're going to go with the call on the field as a fumble, but you could be sitting in a 26-21 game with Dexter getting the football back after the half. How fun would it be? It would have been fantastic. I think everyone in the stadium thought that's the direction it was headed, especially when that pass was complete, and that's what everyone in the stands was debating was, did he cross the goal line, was he down? Was it a fumble? It's just really, really hard to tell. I'm sure, Dustin, that's going to be a debate just like you would see in a courtroom for a long time. And I don't know that, that there's going to be any more true answer than what we had on the field, and we leave it there. And that was my kid involved in the play, but I'm always very supportive of officials. That's the call, and we have to support the call and move on. But tough on my end from there. I'll tell you, there's nothing like having your kid involved. Maybe you'll have that feeling when they see your kid there, but seeing that happen in that moment, that's tough there. But for the Bearcats, could have been a whole lot different. They are 2-0 right now. So what do you think? What have you seen right now watching these games this season for the Dexter? Dexter, and I've only seen the 2 home games, but the same thing. They get a slow start. I think if they could get off to a better start, they get that slow start and they come back. And they've came back, but it's like you said, New Madrid hit them bam, bam before they could even come up for air, and make some adjustments. They were down, almost 4 touchdowns. But I'll give them credit to not give up and keep fighting like they have and get back in the game. Like you said, they get the ball at half, so they get a touchdown there. They're right there. Interesting you say that, because we had discussed in pregame about Dexter's slow starts have got to get moving the football earlier in the game and better, and something we discussed there, and you brought it up. So we're seeing the same thing in the booth as the viewers are seeing in the stands, and kind of agreeing upon that. Real quickly, we're going to try to wrap up here. Tell me, there's got to be a way to get a hold of you besides just driving downtown, correct? Yeah, right. Well, I've got websites for the law office and for the title company, and you can drop us an email. Give us a call for the law office is 573-624-7876, and then for the title company it's 573-624-3325, or tell your realtor or your banker you're dealing with that you want to close with Stoddard County Title and Escrow, and they'll send an order to us. That's right. You can always ask him to close with Dustin's Title and Escrow, Stoddard County Title and Escrow, and they'll do the closing for your I guess your home loans, your farm loans, whatever you're closing on there. You guys will be happy to have that. Dexter's taking the field here, and we're going to take probably a
30-second break as we will come back with a few stats for you. Thanks again. 3 years running, you've been here, proud supporter of us and the Bearcats. I can't tell you how much of a joy it is to see you back in the booth every year to come up here and talk with us.
I always enjoy talking with you, Bobby. Thank you.
Dustin, take care. We will be back in 30 with Jim Riker and myself. We're going to give you some stats as we will get ready to go here for the second half of football. New Madrid leads at 26-14 at the half. Welcome back to Dexter, Missouri. As we noted again, Dexter trails the New Madrid Eagles 26-14. Jim, interesting first half. I believe you have a few stats to tell us what all has gone on in this football game.
I do. Some team stats here. First downs, 11 for New Madrid, 7 for Dexter. Rushing yards, 66 for New Madrid, 107 for Dexter. The difference, passing yards, 298 passing yards for New Madrid County, 58 for Dexter. New Madrid County 7 of 10 with 1 interception. Dexter 4 of 9 with 1 interception. 364 total yards for New Madrid, 165 for Dexter. Another big stat, 6 penalties for 47 yards for Dexter, 2 penalties for 25 yards for New Madrid County. Times possession, 18-33 for Dexter, 9-27 for New Madrid. Individually, individual leaders, New Madrid County led rushing by B.J. Williamson with 47 yards. He was also 6 of 9 passing the football for 217. Catching the football, receiving, 5 receptions for Jadis Jones, 3 TDs, 206 yards in the first half. So he's averaged about 40 yards a catch. For the Bearcats of Dexter, R.J. Farmer with 43 yards on 8 carries. Lee Michael McDonald, 40 yards on 4 carries. As we said, Jackson Howard, 4 of 9 for 58 yards. Receiving, Logan Pullum with a catch, Nolan Offer with a catch, R.J. Farmer with a catch, and Lee Michael McDonald with a catch. Tackles, Weathers and Alford and Farmer lead the Bearcats with 4, and B.J. Williamson with 4, and Jadis Jones with 3 for New Madrid County. Some other scores from around the area right now. At halftime, Jackson leads Farmington 42-24 at Farmington. Poplar Bluff 28-14 over Cape Central at halftime. Portageville up 28-0 still on East Prairie, last score we had. Scott City 46-0 over Hayti, last score we had. At halftime, Charleston leads Malden 18-12. And in the third quarter, Chaffee leads Kelly 14-6. So those are the scores we have from around the area. So we're set for, should be a good second half of football, Bobby. The Bearcats of Dexter moved the ball a little bit. They've just got to find a way, I think, to stop the pass to Jadis Jones. I mean, he's been their offense pretty much tonight.
Already over 200 yards receiving in this football game for Jadis Jones. And Jim, they are right at 300 yards passing in the first half of football. That is a phenomenal feat that I have never seen in high school football myself, as Dexter should be set to receive the opening kickoff here in the second half. Now, Dexter's found success in the second quarter, most notably of this football game, to start gaining yards and moving an offense. We've talked about it a lot, that Dexter only plays just a couple kids on both sides of the football. New Madrid's playing several. Does Dexter now stay with a strong run attack to try to wear New Madrid down? You've got it close. If you're Dexter, you want to keep it close and tight right here, but build momentum and strength as you try to finish.
Yeah, I think you absolutely, what worked on those last last drive, you keep doing, and try to wear them down a little bit. Try to get it to 26-21, and then see if you can get another turnover. New Madrid's turned the ball over twice. New Madrid, of course, wants to stop Dexter once, and they're going to try to get the ball to their playmakers, Williamson and Jones, no question about it.
This is Tomas ready to kick this off to Dexter. It is Pullum and Turnbow back deep. Every kick has been short so far, so Farmer to the top of your screen at around the 20-yard line. That is McDonald walk around, shirt tucked up shortly there, number 7 to the bottom, and he is at the 20-yard line as well. So
I think we've got about 1:30 before the referees will let us go. Let me give you just a little update this week coming up on Aycorp Sports. On Tuesday, we will be in Kennett for our first regular season volleyball match between the Kennett Indians and Dexter Bearcats. And then Thursday evening of that same week, the volleyball action will come to you from Notre Dame High School in Cape Girardeau as the Bulldogs host the Jackson Indians in an anticipated matchup. And then Friday night, we'll have a doubleheader for you. We will have a Bernie Mules and hosting the Clerkton Reindeers in a Class 1 District 2 volleyball matchup. And then following that match, we'll be headed to Metz Cherry Stadium in Kennett for a South Boot Heel football battle between Kennett and Crothersville. Lots going on next week. Next week it will be, I believe, Matthew Poole and Corey Sisk bringing you the action as Bobby will be with the Bearcats in East Prairie next week, I believe, correct? And,
yes, it will.
And I have a week off with some activities going on, so we'll have those guys for the next couple weeks. But good action next week here on the Aycorp Sports Network. Don't miss it.
I believe after this broadcast, Jim, you and I are not on air with football again until maybe Dexter and Kennett, I believe. I know
yeah,
I'm not.
You're not. I am. I will be back in September with the last weekend of September.
So here we are ready for kickoff. Tomas has it. He has the signal. Whistle has blown, and here we go. One step and a kick, and that is up in the air. Farmer's going to take it at his 20-yard line. He's got room up the middle of the field. He makes a couple plays there, taken down at the 39 by number 53. That is Jack Pipkins. First and 10 for Dexter from their own 39.
Like to shout out to Maddox Miller, who's watching us in Cleveland, Mississippi, said it looks great, cheering for the Bearcats, looking for a comeback win for them.
Jim, I want to say he has been out now. This is his second year out of high school.
That's correct, I believe.
And it doesn't seem that long.
No, I know. It goes fast. Goes fast.
Here is Howard. He's in the gun, has Grams behind him. Pull him to the bottom of the screen, off to the top. That is McDonald in motion here. Hand is going up the middle to Grams. Pickup of about 2 on the play to the 41-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
That's Graham's first carry of the night for the Bearcats, too. He had been one of their leading ball carriers coming into the night for the season. He had more carries than anybody else so far.
I apologize to you Madrid fans. I did not catch who was on that tackle. Dexter again breaks. Single coverage to the top there for him is Alford and Ruff. There's a snap, hand back to Graham again. He goes up the middle. Nice run, Jet Graham. Boy, he just powered right ahead to the new Madrid 49 and a Dexter Bearcat first down.
Well, and Bobby, that's what we talked about a little bit there before the start of the half here about will Dexter try to, punish, for lack of better terminology, a little bit power football and try to wear the Eagles down.
Well, unless somebody just slips and falls, I don't think you throw anything deep. Everything's going to be underneath and control the clock if you're Dexter and just absolutely try to wear New Madrid out. It's harder to play defense because you're chasing a guy around on the field than offense because you're just pushing forward.
Right.
So if you can keep New Madrid on the field longer on defense, I think that definitely goes in Dexter's favor. Here's Howard in the gun. He snaps. Here's a pitch in. Farmer bobbled and recovered. He is going to be down at the 46-yard line, so a pickup of, I believe, 3 on the play.
That was close to a disaster for Dexter there as he bobbled that little pitch, but he gets he does pick up 3 yards on the play.
2nd and 7 for the Bearcats. Clock ticks down and going to be near 10 minutes probably when it snaps. Boy, it just seems like there's not a whole lot of push, trying to get off that ball from Dexter out of the huddle. Here again, they are checking the line. This thing is under 10 seconds now on the play clock.
I think, though, they like to use as much as they can to keep that offense and New Madrid off the field, too.
Man in motion, get it off with 2 seconds on the play clock. That is Pullum. He's got wrapped up there. That is B.J. Williamson.
Williamson with a
and
big tackle.
There is Pullum down. Boy, he is struggling to get up there.
Well, that tackle was a little bit, I would say, questionable possibly with the.
Well, and you're not supposed to be able to pick him up and slam him there. And I think that Pullum is struggling.
Yeah, Weathers is going to check in and give him a break, I believe.
If so, that would be something very, very big for Dexter right there. That is our starting tight end, and he's actually down as a defensive lineman or an outside backer. Big part of what they do offensively. He is their leading receiver on the year.
3rd down, 5 seconds to go on the play clock.
Again, Dexter takes it down to 1 and get it off just in time. Howard Rose, he's looking for anybody. He's going to throw a deep ball to Alford. He's got a man. It is caught. He is down at the 10-yard line. Dexter is in business.
Back in the Young Real Estate red zone. Nolan Alford with the big catch there. And inside, right on the 5-yard line on the right hash, 1st and goal.
Well, in a foot race, he is one of the fastest kids on this Bearcat team, and he just got behind coverage for New Madrid and beat his man downfield.
Well, we talked about before the game started, Bobby, about that New Madrid struggled a little bit against Richmond in the passing defensive game, and the Bearcats have taken advantage right there.
Clock will tick under 9 minutes here. Dexter threatens on the big play right there. Alford will go wide to the top of the screen. He is covered by Ruff. McDonald on the inside there. Howard in the guns. Graham's behind him. Here's a play. McDonald in motion. Hands to Graham's up the middle. He has got it. Touchdown, Dexter.
Jet Graham's up the middle.
Jim, listen to this crowd.
Crowd is really into the ball game right now. Big Dexter crowd over there. 26-20. The Bearcats have scored 20 unanswered points.
Well, we're not even going to take the what-ifs before the half, but, folks, we have got a football game in Dexter, Missouri. 26-20 right now. Dexter looks like they will line up to kick this with Levi DeMint. And there's no reason to go for 2 because it doesn't make a 3-point game, so definitely go for 1 if you're Dexter. Here's a play. The kick is up. It is good. So Dexter now, they close it to 26-21. 21 unanswered points for these Dexter Bearcats. And, Jim, this sideline has got a lot of emotion going on it right now.
A lot of life going on the sideline right now. You're exactly right. And 26-21, and just a really nice push by the offensive line there down the 5-yard line to open the hole, and then Jet Graham's with the really hard run for the touchdown. And now it's just a matter of how does Dexter stop New Madrid's offensively now? How do they stop the New Madrid offense? Do they play that deep zone? I'm sure they made some adjustments at halftime, and they'll be interested to see what those are as they come out.
But, Jim, I'm watching Logan pull him down underneath us. I'm thinking that was more of knock the breath out of him there for a second because he is moving around like he is wanting back in this football game pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you could be right. I think that may be right. And he got thrown pretty hard down on the turf there, so it probably very well could have been some breath knocked out of him.
Gloves are going on. I'm going to say we're fixing to see him back in this football game. Here is DeMint. He's got it teed up at the 40. Here he comes, and the kick is off. That's going to be a low kick and going to bounce, and that is picked up by number 2. I think that's Williams, and it's all the way back over to Williamson, and Dexter's going to wrap him. They've got a man. Ryder Williams stayed on top of that play. They've got him at the 14-yard line.
He daggone near intercepted that and would have taken him for a touchdown.
It has turned a Dexter Bearcat football game all of a sudden here after the half. They trail by 5, but 100% of the momentum on their way. You look across, and it is mighty, mighty quiet on the green side of the bleachers over there.
Once again, great special teams play by the Bearcats.
Yep, we've talked about it. Every week they've had a big special teams play, and you just saw one right there. New Madrid now inside their 15 to start. They have got playmakers everywhere. It is Courtois back as a quarterback. So Williamson is in the bottom of the screen slot, and then it looks like Ty Williams, I think, at the bottom of the screen. Jones all the way at the top. Here's the run, comes far side. That's number 1, and that is taken down. Who is that? Jason Hrvojevic.
Hrvojevic with a great tackle. The only pickup of about a yard on the play.
That was actually Ty Williams. Ty Williams is down on the play. I don't like to stay on air, folks. It's Ty Williams on the ground. We will be back as soon as they get him up and going here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are back. They have got Ty Williams up, limping off the field, straight legs. Good to see him up and trying to walk off on his own power. I don't know if it's a knee or an ankle, but he is going to get off. And, you know, that's another kid who can make plays on offense. Jim, on defense for him, you know, you can't afford losses like that if you're New Madrid now. You've got 2 players that's key players, I'd say now, Ty Williams and Minner off the field. So
right.
We don't know how long we'll be without Ty Williams here, so we don't want to speculate. But they will have to come up with some other people on offense to help out in the void. Jones will be at the top of the screen in single coverage against Turnbow. Farmer's deep, but he is way away from help right there. Now he's going to slide over, and he's in man coverage. It is going to be man-to-man everywhere on this field. Kurt Toyser, quarterback, he has got, that is number 21, Rosano by his side. Here's the snap. He looks far side. He throws that. Ruff has it. Farmer comes up. Hrvojevic and Farmer on the play. A pickup of, we'll call it 3 on that. So it's going to be about 3rd and 7.
Good play right there. They just, the Bearcats just stayed right. Hrvojevic stayed right with him. Came from his linebacker spot, made the tackle. Big 3rd down here for New Madrid.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 to go. Ball sits at the 18. If Dexter make a stop, it will be a big one. I would say New Madrid does not have a whole lot of punters or situations to punt a football in their game plan. Kurt Toyser, quarterback. Williamson at the bottom of the screen in the slot. Here's the pass, goes to Williamson. It is incomplete. So now they have got a decision to make. It is 4th and 7, and they sit at their own 18. Right now, New Madrid is having trouble finding any footing on offense or defense.
Yeah, the big decision here. And they're going to put Jadis Jones back. Maybe he punts for him.
I'm thinking, if I'm Dexter, I'm just going to let him kick it, and it lands where it lands. I'm not even worried about returning. I'm going to play defense.
I'm with you. I watch B.J. Williamson right here and watch Jadis to make sure he doesn't.
Here's the snap. Jones has got it. Jadis Jones kicks a low liner, and it is called by Dexter. Here's Ryder Williams. He gets it up and inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line is where Dexter will take over.
Good job by the Dexter defense there in the first series of the second half.
Well, Dexter has a chance to strike here at home, and what a big opportunity in front of him.
37-yard line, 1st and 10. They trail 26-21. New Madrid with 26 first quarter points, and it's been pretty much Dexter since then.
All the weapons right now on the field for Dexter. Pull them back in the game. McDonald's going to go high to the top of the screen, offered to the bottom. Farmer is tucked in tight right there at the line of scrimmage. Grounds behind Howard and pull him with his hand on the ground, top of the screen. Here's a play, goes to Farmer. He's got a couple blocks upfield and good yards on 1st down. A pickup will cost 7 on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 for Dexter.
Dexter coaching staff has really seen something with that little inside pitch because they've run that a bunch and they're picking up 5 to 6 to 7 every time that happens off of that left tackle, left guard spot over there. Second down and about 4.
2nd and 4. Yep. Ball lies on the 30-yard line. Clock continues to tick. It'll be under 6:30 as we snap here in the 3rd. Tight coverage at the bottom of your screen here. Alford, and I believe that's Jones. And that is a wrap up there. Big number 54 for New Madrid. That is Marvion Cranford on the tackle. And that goes for negative yards.
And Cranford does a great job of showing how the color commentator doesn't know what he's talking about right there because that was the exact pitch again, and Cranford read it and did a nice job on it, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 for Dexter.
You know, we talk about this privately, Jim. There is nobody from New Madrid up here in the booth next to us. You always have somebody usually up top watching the game over the top and calling in things they see, but I'm very surprised nobody's beside us, and I would assume Dexter has someone down here at the other end of the booth we cannot see, but a little surprised to see that. Here's Howard. He looks to pass. He throws it. Alford has incomplete and picked off in and out of his hands, and that is, I believe, Jaquan Jones on the pick.
Yep. And he goes down at about the 35-yard line.
That pass right at the face mask, maybe almost a little behind the face mask. I think on Alford, he kind of reached back, and it went right through his hands.
3rd turnover of the night for Dexter. And New Madrid will take over 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Dexter's defense got one of their first stops of the night earlier and has to try to do that again with 5:39 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They trail by 5, 26-21.
Well, that was a big momentum shift there for New Madrid they needed.
Ty Williams back in the ball game, by the way, for New Madrid.
Jaquan Jones, a big interception. Here's the snap. Williamson at quarterback. He's looking. He throws that deep to Jones. He's got a man. He is incomplete there. R.J. Farmer on the coverage.
Good cover by R.J. Farmer that time. He was step for step with Jadis Jones.
Well, it's never a bad idea to throw it to Jadis Jones with the size and the speed he has. But right now, you're throwing deep balls, and New Madrid just needs to gain yards and get first downs, I believe, Jim.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're a little bit. They're going deep pretty much every time, and exclusively, as we said, pretty much, especially with Williamson, our quarterback, pretty much to Jones every time. Now, once again, it was single coverage on Jones, which is a little, if you're a Dexter Bearcat fan, is a little bit scary.
That is one thing that's changed, too. Now, Farmer seems to be taking one-on-one coverage on Jones and not Turnbow. Here's a play, boy. The pressure comes, and Jones is open over the middle. He's got it. He is going to see red in front of him. Touchdown, New Madrid. Jim, they needed an answer and got it there.
They got it right there. And once again, no safety help back for the Bearcats, and one-on-one coverage, and Jadis just broke through and got the touchdown.
Well, the difference in the two routes, the incomplete pass and good coverage, that was a straight go route on the sideline, and Dexter had inside position. This time Jones is in the slot, cuts to the post,
right,
and he beats him on the cut and upfield.
Right, exactly right. But there again, you run that post because there's not a safety back there.
Correct, no safety help, and once he beats this man on the inside move, it's touchdown. And here's Williamson. He looks, trying to get outside. Dexter's going to stop him short of the goal line. So New Madrid only picks up 6 there. They lead it now 32-21. We will be back here in 30.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
We are back here live. We've got a officials timeout for water. We're going to take another 30-second break, and we will be back here live with action. We are back in Dexter. Jim, I see you looking over the scores there. Anything you to tell us?
Jackson leads Farmington, I think we talked about it, 42-24. Bluff 28-14 over Dexter. Kennett and Sykeston tied at 14. Charleston's taken the lead 18-12 over Malden at the half. St. Genevieve leads Orchard Farm 29-8, and Kelly and Chaffee are tied at 14 in the third quarter.
I believe you said Bluff over Dexter. That's actually Bluff over Cape Central.
I'm sorry, Bluff over Cape Central.
28-14, and
yes.
That is a Cape Central team that has been able to score a bunch this year. So Bluff absolutely having a good game there. Here is the kick. Tomas kicks that. Very short kick this time, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Dexter will be able to take over at the 35-yard line. And they made a point to kick that away from Lee Michael McDonald.
They did, and they were looking, I think, to hope it stayed in bounds, maybe be able to run down and catch Dexter sort of napping and recover that.
First and 10.
Well, Dexter has found footing in offense. They are back on it, but they need a score right here to close this back to a one-score game.
They do. You're exactly right. They need to get a touchdown here and get back in the ball game.
So, Jim, that became a spot foul. The ball went out, so it's actually spotted now at the 38-yard line. So that went out, I would assume, now at the 33. They got the 5 yards up. I thought that would always start at the 35.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I guess it's 5 yards or the 35, whichever.
Correct.
Right.
So here is Dexter. They're in the gun. Offered to the bottom of the screen. Everybody else in usual tight formation. Howard puts McDonald in motion. Handed to McDonald. He looks for a cut. Doesn't have it yet, and he just falls forward. Good job there. Tackled by B.J. Williamson.
Lee Michael McDonald, the ball carrier, brought down by B.J.
So it brings up a second down and about 9, as you said. That good job that time on defense by the so second down and 9. Dexter really, Bobby, I think with the momentum the way it is, Dexter really needs a drive here and a score to get back, get the momentum back.
And more than anything, I think control the ball and try to wear New Madrid out again. Howard has it. Here's McDonald in motion. Hand, nope. It's going to be Howard. He rows it, throws it into coverage, and is picked off. Boy, there was nothing there, and Ruff has room to run. He is now down to the 30, down to the 20, cuts back, and he's going to take it to the house, and fumbles. He tried to show the crowd the football, fumbled it, and recovered. Boy, Jim, you never celebrate too early because bad things can happen.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, 2 turnovers in a row for the Dexter offense, and now New Madrid is sitting at the 1-yard line, which should have been another touchdown. But they will have excellent position. They've actually got them sitting at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that was just that was a mistake by A.J. Ruff, no question about that. And you will, but that time Jackson Howard threw into double coverage, and Ruff right there stepped in and made the interception.
Right, and Ruff had inside position as well. He was sitting very well on the receiver. And a couple of frustrating routes right there for Howard. You know, frustration could possibly be in there, wanting something to happen and maybe trying to force something in. You certainly could see why. Here is Williamson. He's got it offered in hard pursuit. He is all over Williamson, and he just throws that. I'm surprised. Jim, is that not in the grasp there? I mean, I guess he could get rid of it because he was able to get the ball out, but his helmet comes off. Williamson helmet comes off, so he's got to come out of the game. Curtois will come in. That was great pursuit off the edge by Alford. He come off there quick.
Sure was, and it was a the other question I had was, was there really a receiver there? Could it have been grounding? I guess Ruff was close enough.
He was so close to being out of the tackle box there, too.
Right.
He was very close to being out of the tackle box, but still. And I don't know that made it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Right.
Could have been several things that happened on that play. I will be interested to go watch that one on the replay tonight.
Procedure on New Madrid County. I'm moving back to the 7-yard line now.
False start against the Eagles. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
So replaying 2nd down. 2nd and 7 now. They cannot get a first down without a touchdown.
Got Jones on the outside, Jadis Jones on the outside, and I think that's where Williamson was trying to get to a while ago to be able to throw it up to Jones, but the great pursuit by Alford kept that from happening.
And I think that's a little bit of a read option. He rolled out wanting to run that. Alford was there, and then he had to get rid of that quickly. Here is Dexter again on Curtois. He's up the middle, and he is close. Clobbered right there.
At the
what a
4-yard
hit.
line. Yep.
Parker King in the middle of that, I believe that was. I'm not sure. That may have been Parker King delivering a hit on Curtois.
Yeah, I believe it was. As a matter of fact, down into about the 4. Good read that time by we thought Curtois was maybe going to take it all the way, but good job by Parker King to make the tackle. And Williamson back in the ball game for New Madrid County.
So Williamson's got it. Ball sits at the 4-yard line. 3rd and 4. Dexter's been very strong against the run tonight of New Madrid. And here we go, false start. Penalty thrown right near the line of scrimmage. That's going to take them back a 5. So now it's going to be 3rd and 9.
That time they put Jadis Jones in motion. They were going to try to run a slant across the middle to him, I think, with his big size to sort of block off the defender and make that. And that is a mismatch sidewise if you got Ryder Williams on him, no question.
Well, for the most part, Dexter has been standing very strong on defense ever since the first quarter. Really only been beat, Jim, I believe, by deep plays.
Right.
And here's another flag. That's thrown
down
toward the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete. Good coverage out there by Christian Wurs. Illegal shift against New Madrid.
Of course, it's going to bring up.
Now, decision time here. Do you give them another chance?
Right. 4th and 9, or do you I think we'll probably. I would guess Dexter might decline it, but we'll see.
So they decline. So it's going to be 4th and 9 for New Madrid.
It will be 4th and 9.
So they've kind of identified the offense right now. If Williamson's in the game, he's either going to keep it or chunk it towards Jones. Timeout on the field, Jim. We're going to take one as well real quick. We'll be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks. We are back here in Dexter, and Jim just trying to look through different videos and things going on there, but they've got it now. New Madrid has got the football sitting at the 9-yard line, 4th and 9. They've got to get a touchdown to score on this play or to maintain possession of it. Dexter has been very, very strong tonight defensively when they have not been beat on big plays.
And you have to almost believe, as you said, either B.J. Williamson will keep the ball himself, or you'll see a pass to Jadis Jones. And I still think that idea of a slant to Jones is not a bad idea.
Jones now the inside receiver. Dexter will need to watch over the middle on a quick post route. That has been where he has been the most effective on plays like this. Here's Williamson. He looks near side. He's going to roll, looking for a man still, looking. Dexter's going to try to get him, and they take him down short of the goal line. Turnover on downs.
Alfred hops up.
No flag, so Dexter will take over.
Well, let's see. They're talking about it out there. What do we got? No
flag. So Dexter's football. Defensive stands. Jim?
Big stand defensively.
What was the stats there? What did New Madrid run the football for against Dexter in the first half?
They ran the ball for 66 yards in the first half. 14 rushes, 66 yards.
66. Dexter's containing there. And also, they've contained the ball there. I don't think New Madrid's got a whole lot on the ground in the second half.
Right.
With the speed of a kid like Williamson, Dexter's contained well.
They have.
And that comes off the edge. We've mentioned Alfred's name a lot. That's also probably coming off the other edge over there. I think DeMint's kind of pushed out wide. Logan Pullum as well. They are doing their job of containing the football. And in the middle, the Hogs are just going to work for Dexter right there. They are keeping the ball from hitting gaps and getting up. Here is Dexter. That is McDonald on the carry. Not much as he stood up and slammed backwards.
That'll be a second down, a loss of probably a couple of yards there, back to about the 2.
Yeah, New Madrid will want to be careful. Whistle's blowing and you slam him down.
Yeah. Gets closer to.
New Madrid's got them right where they want them. They've got them backed up on their heels here, and they don't want to give them yardage.
Michael McDonald comes out for the Bearcats, hobbling off, and Connor Hill checks in.
Yeah, we saw McDonald earlier getting stretched here on the sideline. I don't know if that's a stretching issue or not. Back to the Bearcats. That's Neely at the top of the screen. Graham's behind Howard. Hill in motion, hands to Grahams. He's got it upfield. Good run by Jet Grahams. He is up near the 10-yard line. So it's going to be a third and about a yard and a half maybe for Dexter to go.
Well, it gives them some, about 6 yards to go, 5 yards to go. But it does give them some room to try to make something happen here. Out at the 10.
I want to say that is Alford laying on his back over here getting stretched out as well.
I think that may be
Dexter.
Right. He came off sort of slow after that tackle down by the goal line a while ago.
I would assume so. Neely's in the game. He is up at the 10-yard line, single receiver at the top. Howard with Graham's behind him. That is Hill in motion, hands to Graham. He's going to pick up the first down and more for Dexter. He is out near the 20, and he's still going. What a fight. And he's still going. Look at Jet Grahams with that play, folks. That is as strong as a run as you may ever see from a high school football player.
Absolutely
I was surprised they did not blow the whistle earlier.
Yeah, I am too.
That is the hardest fought first down I've ever watched in my time.
That's a great run by Jet Grahams right there. I'm telling you, that's a kid with a lot of heart. Really ran the ball hard there.
He had kids pulling and trying to rip a football out. And for New Madrid, you could tell they was going for the fumble. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
They wanted the fumble because nobody was going low for the legs. They smelt blood, and I was surprised. Like I said, it didn't get blown dead, but Graham comes out there with a great first down. Howard back in the gun. He's got McDonald in motion. And is to McDonald. He tries to get outside of Williamson and only cuts it upfield about the line of scrimmage.
New Madrid's done a better job here in the second half of stopping the jet sweep for the Bearcats.
And McDonald didn't have the lead block he needed from Williamson there. Williamson, once you get him in space, he can move so swiftly from side to side. It's hard to juke him out of that.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, you've got to have that lead blocker out there pretty much. They do bring Williamson to the strong side this time.
Yeah, Dexter goes a 3 wide out set. Williamson's matched up against Pullum in the slot. Here is a hand. Nope, fake hand. Howard rolls. He's going to throw that. It is near out of bounds and going to be out of bounds. Nice play of Howard. Nothing there, and he just threw that out of bounds and got it away.
Lee Michael McDonald was wide open down the middle of the field, but Howard didn't have the opportunity. He was getting pressured and had no chance to see him down there.
Well, there's no way for Howard to complete that, too. That's an impossible pass if you're going to throw back across your body to the middle of the field. I mean, he would have nothing on that football. So smart
exactly
choice, throwing it away. Lives to see another day. 3rd and 10, and looks like Dexter will take a timeout. We will as well. 41 and a half seconds left to go in the third. New Madrid 32, Dexter 21.
Julep, julep, julep,
If Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
We are back. Jim, tell me what's going on around in the area of high school football.
Well, nothing new on scores. St. John has scored again, 36-8 over Orchard Farm. Other than that, the scores have remained pretty much the same, with Poplar Bluff leading Cape Central, Jackson leading Farmington, and Kennett and Sykeston tied, Charleston leading Malden.
That may be the biggest surprise to me is that Kennett and Sykeston's tied. Here's Alford back in the game of note there. He is going to be in single coverage against Ty Williams, bottom of the screen. Possible situation for a slant, but New Madrid's well off the ball here. Here's a man in motion is Farmer. That is going to be that is a mix up there. McDonald's going to have to get out of trouble. He's looking, and he is going to be taken out about a 1 yard gain. So Dexter's going to be we're going to call it 4th and 9, just to be nice enough to say they got a yard, and they're probably going to have to punt this one away, I'd say.
They'll have to punt the football away, but they did get it off of the own goal line basically a while ago, and have a little room to punt it now.
That was about as ugly as it can be for Dexter coming out of a timeout. I don't know if the quarterback turned the wrong way or the guy receiving the football was in the wrong place, but it had disaster spelled all over it. Howard is the punter. He's back. He's going to come and boot that straight down the field, and Williamson's just going to let it go. What a roll for Dexter. That's going to get inside the 20-yard line, and they will down that at about the 18. So that is where New Madrid will have to take over.
About a 54-yard punt there for Jackson Howard with the roll. So New Madrid will take over. And now Dexter really in a spot, Bobby, where we're down by 11. Dexter has got to find a way to get a stop here to stay in the ballgame. Another score, and it's going to be really difficult to come back.
Yep, and where New Madrid has been big tonight is over the top. Number one person you got to find right now is Jadis Jones. Where does he line up? If he lines up in the slot, you're thinking he's probably running a post route. You want to see him where he's at right now if you're Dexter. Keep him up on the sideline on the far part. Make it a go route right here for Jones, and make someone else beat you with a football.
Turnbow out there on him, by the way.
And it's almost from the outside on this kind of coverage. Alford has been the spy guy all night on Williamson as quarterback. He puts a man in motion, inside hand goes up the middle, and Horvorovich beats him well.
Boy, Jason Horvorovich, he's an animal in there from that linebacker spot.
That was Rosano on the carry for New Madrid. I'm telling you, Hero is a grown man among sophomores.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling you, he is going to be fun to watch the next 2 seasons. And I think a timeout
that's the end of the third quarter, I believe.
Oh, yes, the end of the third. So that will take us 32-21 as we will be back in a few to start the fourth.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Back in Dexter, Missouri, and we've got an interesting fourth quarter coming up. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for New Madrid. That says 2nd and 10, Jim. I believe that should be.
No, that's right. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Yeah, Horvorovich made a play. So 2nd and 10, ball lies on the 18-yard line. Dexter defense has been very stingy against the run, and New Madrid needs to be able to run the football right here as they lead it by 11.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they typically would run the football with Minner in the ball game. With him out, they've not run it as much. I would not be surprised to see him put the ball up here and try to get it in the hands once again of Jadis Jones, who's had a big night, 4 TDs, I believe, already.
You know, before the game, Jim, we talked tons throughout the week and texts and things we see going on. And, you know, the text I'd sent you before the game, I didn't know that Dexter could score enough to stay in this with New Madrid because I thought the athletic ability and Dexter's slow starts, I thought maybe only 14 is what they had mustered up. They've already got 21 on the board and had opportunities for more. So life has been shown, I think, tonight, if you're a Dexter Bearcat fan, for offensive yards. Here is Williamson. He's in the gun, pressured all over the place. He's got good yards and more. He's going to cut it upfield, one man to beat, and he may take this to the house. He is to the 40, to the 30. Turnbow is going to take him down at the 15-yard line. That is exactly what New Madrid needs, and there is Ruff now limping off the field.
Yeah, I think he cramped up a little bit, possibly. Great run by Williamson, the athlete he is, but that shows you the kind of athlete Turnbow is, man. He took the right angle, and his speed caught up with him and knocked him down to 15.
Yeah, I would say Turnbow top 4 on this team in speed.
Yeah, he was quick, no question.
Dexter trying to get some subs in and out. New Madrid now sitting in a great spot, up 11 and threatening to score again.
This has been the most competitive Dexter New Madrid game in a number of years.
2 years ago, there was a shootout here. New Madrid had got up, Dexter come back. I got to do that game. I'm not sure who I did that game with. I think that one may have been with Ed Gargas, possibly.
Okay. Yep.
I'm not 100% sure. It was on this field, though, 2 years ago, I remember. Timeout on the field. We will take one as well. We'll be back in 30 on the Aycorp Media Networks.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Back here in Dexter, Jim, I got a text update from Jimmy Aldridge on the Sykeston-Kennett game. Sykeston has now gone up in that game. I believe it was 20-14, so that is one to watch because I think Dexter could have easily put a lot more points on the board against Sykeston had their offense not lagged a little bit there.
Yes.
So that's going to be an interesting matchup. We will have that game on Aycorp later in the season, Dexter at Kennett.
Yes,
so
that's right.
The interest of that. Anything else going on we need to know for this play?
No, not really. None of the other scores have changed. Just a reminder that the Crothersville-Doniphan game was canceled tonight. Doniphan forfeited that, and New Madrid I say that because New Madrid goes there next week, supposedly.
Farmer out of the game for Dexter. He's over here at the medical table. Here is Williamson. He looks, Alford gives chase and misses him there. He looks again, throws it to the end zone. Jones has got it. Well, folks, that's the reason Jadis Jones is headed to Coastal Carolina as a wide receiver. He has caught everything just about thrown his way tonight. Yeah. New Madrid touchdown goes up now 38-21. Dexter will need to mount a big, big comeback.
5 touchdown pass catches by Jadis Jones, 6 touchdowns thrown by New Madrid tonight. All their touchdowns been in the air. Williamson with a nice fake there got Alfred off his feet and then thought he was going to run the ball, actually, and then saw Jones in the end zone, put it up high enough for Jadis to go up and get it.
And it's a catch-22 for Alfred there. So what do? Williamson shows he's fixing to throw. You're trying to bat down a pass.
Right.
If you stay on your feet, he probably does throw it, and you can't bat that down.
Yeah,
but as soon as he fakes, he's up in the air, gets him off his feet, and he says, oh, hey, you gave me another second throw, and I believe I'll just throw it over to Jadis.
Yeah, it's a no-win. You're exactly right. So timeout here by New Madrid County. That's their last one. They had to take it, I guess, to get adjusted for this 2-point conversion.
Well, Jim, a couple of matchups. I believe we still got the Crothersville-Kennett game coming up as well.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I picked Crothersville to win that game earlier in the year already, and I'm sticking with that pick. I think Crothersville, I still think there could be an easy 7-2, 6-3 team.
Yes, that is.
I think the difference in the 6-3 and the 7-2 is Dexter. I think if they can beat Dexter, they're going to be a 7-2 team possibly this year.
I think that's right. Crothersville is at Kennett next week here on the Aycorp Sports Network. And then the week after that is Charleston at Portageville. But a good one next week. You won't want to miss that one, Crothersville and Kennett. I'm interested to see that Crothersville team myself, Bobby.
Well, Jim, we've talked about it before, and I will be raring to see it. The high-flying ability of Jadis Jones interview coming up as he decided to go to Coastal Carolina. And Williamson looks to him again. Nope, that's going to go. What a play by Ryder Williams right there, knocking that away rough back in the game, but incomplete. So it stays 38-21.
The Bearcats have done I mean, you look for silver linings, done a nice job on the 2-point conversions tonight. I think they've only completed 1 out of 6. So
it's not the short game that has hurt Dexter tonight. It's the big plays that have just got them. They've contained the run so well until Williamson got loose on that one play there. You know, big plays can catch you, and it's certainly hurt Dexter tonight.
And that's typically, over the years, that has been, it seems, what's hurt Dexter against the more athletic teams, a New Madrid, a Crothersville, maybe a Kennett sometimes, is the big plays. It's not, like I said, it's not the grind it out. It's the 70 and 80-yard plays that have really hurt them.
Here's the kick. It is a short one, going to go out of bounds. So Dexter would get that at the 35. I believe it goes out at the 29. Yep. So they will take it at the 35. And, Jim, we've talked about a lot with Jones going to Coastal Carolina, you know, getting to watch that interview. But, you know, I want to see that, but I will follow right there. As a person from Dexter, Missouri, I will pick up the stat sheets next fall and look and see if Jones got in the game. Did he make any plays? If I happen to turn it on.
If they happen to be on TV.
If my Vols are not playing and Tennessee's not on and Coastal Carolina's playing, I will tune in to watch to see if Jadis is in the game. I'm a fan of the kid. Every time I've been around him, like I said, he's been very professional, polite, and nice. I enjoy my time when I do get to speak to him. So, you know, I'm rooting for the kid, no doubt. Here is Howard. He's in the gun. Dexter's going to have to move the football in a hurry. That is going to be a flea flicker. Back to Howard. He throws it deep. He has got a man, and it is incomplete. Farmer had a chance to make a play. The New Madrid player down on the field is number 1, Ty Williams. He jumped to try to knock it away, and I'm thinking that's probably a cramp, the way he is reaching back.
Yeah. The flea flicker was right there, and it said R.J. Farmer had the opportunity to make the catch and just couldn't quite pull it in there with Williams gardening.
I'm watching it. The way they're stretching, it looks like a cramp, so I want to keep it here because I believe that's what it is. I don't think he's seriously injured.
Right. He's been off once with that leg cramped up already tonight, so it's just cramped up on him again.
Well, Coach Jamerson tries to pull a little bit of trickery out, had an opportunity, and drop right there. Dexter's had a few passes not go their way. The fumble into the end zone, the throw through the hands and picked off, and that one there dropped. Some big play opportunities just have not gone for Dexter.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's the difference sometimes in those you were talking about being 7-2 or 8-1 versus say 6-3 or something. Is sometimes just those bad breaks sometimes.
Yeah, Dexter's down 17, so they are almost in a sure need to pass the football. Here's Dexter, couple of wide here as McDonald in motion. Here's the snap. Howard looking again over the middle, surveys. He's looking. He's going to throw a deep ball. He's got Alford out there, and it is incomplete over the head.
Guarded out there. Coverage out there by Jaquan Jones.
So now third and 10 for Dexter.
I still don't. I'll bring up the point again. I still don't know that there shouldn't be some underneath route there someplace to try to find.
Well, and if I'm Dexter, speed is one thing. You can have two kids who run a 4.6 equally, but a kid who gets the quickest burst always seems to have the advantage. And I'm going to say those are similar. If New Madrid may not be a little faster than Dexter, when you run longer plays, it's hard to let that thing develop. Here's McDonald coming near side as he's looking for a cut and gets it upfield for a few there. He's going to pick up about 9. I want to say 9 on that, yeah. So Dexter will have to go for this 4th and 1. Alford hobbles off.
Jet Graham's with a nice lead block there for the Bearcats, and it's going to bring up 4th down, as you mentioned, in about 1.
Yeah, and back to my point on that. So the kid with a quick burst always has that quicker step. He can recover a little easier than the guy who's just a 4.6 runner who has to leg it out to get to 4.6. And I think that's a separation of difference. When this play stretches out like it just did on that incomplete pass, New Madrid's going to have the ability to catch up.
Right.
4th and 1, big play in the game for Dexter right here. New Madrid's bunched in, expecting Grams, and they jump. Dexter gets the first down.
Yeah, and that's one of those, the defensive lineman puts his hands on his head because he knew what he did, and he knew better than that, but it's the first down from the penalty.
Jim Wright, quick, change the moving, but as soon as they get them set, the clock's going to start. Dexter's got to roll right here. They've got to be quick getting it called in and to the line as they break pretty well right there. And the clock has not stopped. I'm surprised because it was only a first down. I thought that would have wound. Howard at the line. Here is the hand to Farmer. He's going to go top of the screen. He's outside, made a man miss, trying to look for a hold, and is stood up and taken down.
But he picked up 3 from where there was nothing, so a pretty good run there by R.J. Farmer. But good, once again, good containment by New Madrid County. And they've done a better job, as we said, in the second half on that sweep.
For the Bearcats.
Dexter needs to hurry again. They are down 17, so down 3 scores. The clock will probably tick under 10 minutes here as they snap this football. Howard now in the gun. Graham's behind him. Here's a play. Farmer comes near side. He fakes it. Howard's going to roll out, looks to pass. Nobody there. Howard's going to have to take it toward the sideline, and he throws it out of bounds. He's out of the tackle box, so that is a legal play. No receiver near him, but again, out of the tackle box, he can throw it away. Smart play, Jackson Howard.
Good job by Howard there. Looks like Gamblin's going to trot off with a cramp for New Madrid, and Lyles will come back in on the defensive line. 3rd and about 7 now for Dexter.
Jim, right now, you know, Dexter has done a good job tonight up front for Howard. He's been safe. I don't think he's taken right there. That's the only time I think he's taken a hit tonight, really. Protection's been well, but here's Grams. He is running it. First down for Dexter, and look at him chug along.
He ran over Jadis Jones a little bit there.
Well,
Good run by Jet.
I'm going to tell you, because I know a little bit of Grams and how he works in the weight room on his lower half. If you want to be a very effective running back, you better squat and work your legs unbelievably hard in the weight room. I can't emphasize that enough for younger listeners. When you get old enough to start lifting, get in that weight room and work those legs.
Yeah, he obviously has, and it's a good, strong run right there. He's had a couple of those tonight.
Dexter now sits 1st and 10. Clock ticks now under 9:30 to go. Ball sits at the 37-yard line. McDonald in motion, hand up the middle to Grams. He is going to get a couple on the play, probably about 4, I'm going to say, maybe 5.
Jet Grams is not flashy. We've got some flashy runners in Lee Michael McDonald's. Dexter does, and Lee Michael McDonald's and R.J. Farmer. But Grams will pick you up a couple yards every time.
And Jim, that's great that Grams is picking them up, but I don't really see Dexter in a 3- and 4-yard kind of offense setting right now with the clock situation and the score where it is.
Yeah, I just don't know that they feel that they can pick up have the big gainer here. They've not been very successful at it all night, so.
Howard back in the gun. Here's the play, fakes the hand, he looks to pass. Again, plenty of protection. He's got a man. McDonald makes the play.
Yes, great catch by Lee Michael McDonald.
Well, Jim, we talked about it. Howard rolls out. The offensive line gives him plenty of protection and time to throw that football, and he puts one right on the money to McDonald.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You have to give that defensive line some offensive line, some credit, because they've done a nice job.
And in New Madrid, they had 2 guys coming to that rollout side toward him. The offensive line picked him up in a complete pass. Howard now back has his team pulled up. That is Neely to the top of the screen by himself. That is in motion, and here is Grams up the middle, chugging along, and he's going to take it down to about the 3-yard line.
Nice hops that time by Jet Grams to pick up the 7 yards.
Dexter threatening again. Clock under 8 minutes now, 38-21. They will need to hurry. But, you know, Dexter's going to get it back on defense in a minute as well. They've done well against the run. New Madrid needs to run the football and take time off the clock. Howard gets his man in motion, gives that to Graham. He goes up the middle. He chugs down to, and they blow him dead.
Yeah, he was down.
Boy, Jim, his legs must have been down because his body and the upper body was still up.
Yeah, but he had hit the ground already, no question about that.
So it's going to be 3rd and goal. They've got him at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I think he's closer than that because there's the 3-yard line is where think he's about the 2 from the looks, but it is either way, 3rd and goal.
So here we go. 3rd, and the ball sits on the 3-yard line. Dexter needs to punch one in. And in motion is McDonald. McDonald cuts back, and he is going to be down at the 1. He is right at the goal line, inside the 1. Dexter, no doubt, will have to go for this. At this point, Jim, I'm thinking Jet Grams has got to get this thing to push it up the middle.
Right. I mean, he is there literally. The nose of the football is tucked up next to the goal line. You're right. So yeah, they've got to give it to Jet Grams here, I think, for to try to score the touchdown. I don't think it should surprise anybody very much. Those big linemen for Dexter have to just get a little push.
Here's where they earn their money right here. Here's the snap. Howard takes it. No, that's an inside hand to touchdown Dexter. I couldn't see who that went. That was Farmer. I think that was a direct snap maybe, or a quick pitch.
Pitch to Farmer, yeah.
Pitch to Farmer. Dexter back on the board.
Everybody in the stadium thought it was going to Jet Grams, except for Coach Jamerson.
Well, it's now 38-27, 6:11 left in his football game. Dexter down 11. I would think offense stays on the field, so I think they're going to go for 2.
Yeah.
Even if they make it 2, it's still a 9-point game.
Right.
Howard in the gun. Puts a man in motion. Here it is. Howard's going to roll out. He's looking for a guy. Got pressure. Hit, and it is incomplete.
Good defensive pressure that time by Newsom for New Madrid County.
Well, Jim, at that moment, I don't understand going for 2 because you're down by as much as you are. If you go for 1, it's 28-38. It's a 10-point game. You go for 2, it's 9. Either way, it's still a 2-score game.
Right, but also if you don't get it I agree with you, but at 11, it's still a 2-score game because you've got a 2-point conversion and a field goal. But you're right. I mean, a 10-point game, it's a little easier just having to kick the extra points.
Well, at a 10-point game, you can get a touchdown, a field goal, because Dexter does have a kicker who can kick them.
Right.
But now you're in an 11-point game, so that's no longer in play.
Well, yeah, still, because you can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion for 8 and then a field goal for 3 to make 11. So, I mean, it is a 2-possession game, but they're looking onside kick here. New Madrid County is, of course. Well, they don't have a lot of hands guys up front. On the second row, they do.
They don't. Dexter's got good speed, both spots. Turnbow up top, offered on the bottom of your screen here, all the way out to each end of the line. And here it goes. Here is the onside kick. It hasn't gone 10 yards, and I believe it touched somebody. Yeah, Dexter cannot touch it.
Right.
So that did not make it to 10 they needed.
I'd be tempted right here with the formation they had. I'd have been tempted to kick it deep and maybe at least get them back to the 20 or something. But anyhow, like I said, you got to do when you're to try to get a score here somehow. I'm not trying to second guess on that.
So New Madrid takes over, ball sits at the Dexter 46-yard line. You can't argue with the decision to onside kick it. I mean, you need the football back because you're down 2 scores.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
And it's for Dexter, it is desperation time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You had to try to make something happen there. I agree.
Well, I would think you're going to see a lot of B.J. Williamson and maybe Charlie Rosano here, as they should try to move this football on the ground. Jadis Jones, your wide receiver to the bottom of the screen. Here's a play, handed to Ruff. He's trying to get outside, does not. Taken down by several Bearcats there.
Yep, going to be a second down and about a flag down on the play, I believe, on the far side of the field.
Penalty flag.
And we'll see what that's going to be exactly.
Face mask against Dexter.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it looked like it was a face mask possibly.
Flags against the Bearcats.
And the Bearcats had 6 penalties in the first half. They've had a couple in the second half. You can't have 8 or 9 penalties in a ball game.
Well, they have not
been big
slipped.
ones.
They haven't slipped a whole lot by the Zebras tonight.
No, they have not. And it's been some big ones. A pass interference, a
couple of personal foul plays.
Couple personal fouls. Now a face mask, and sometimes you get your hand up there by accident. I understand that. I don't think anybody tackled on purpose in the face mask, but you just can't give up those kind of yards against a good football team.
Here's New Madrid again. Williamson has it in the quarterback spot. Here he goes. He bobbles it, hands that off to Rosano, and Rosano's going to break through the middle. Big yardage by Rosano.
Down to the 7, sort of a fumbled snap, but he gets it down to the 7-yard line.
Number 26.
And this is what New Madrid is so good at. They've got such good athletes, and they get the lead. They get you out of your offense a little bit, and then they can sort of open up the scoring.
New Madrid now able to run the football in full control here, up 11. Clock ticks. 15 seconds on the play clock, so they'll have to keep that in mind as they come to the line. Williamson still in at quarterback. Jones at the bottom of your screen, the wideout. Snap to Williamson. It's going to be a false start.
Yep, procedure on the left side of the offensive line. You're exactly right. Move it back here. You know, these New Madrid kids, as we said, they go they go both ways, and they've done this tonight. The 38 points without their leading rusher, Caden Minner, who is a really, really good one. So they've had to go a sort of a different route tonight, but still put 38 points on the board.
Well, if folks in Dexter are still looking for something to do, the New Madrid folks over here visiting us, great time to swing on by Wings at the conclusion of this game, one of our sponsors, and grab you something to eat there and finish off the night. And there's Williamson up the middle and still going. Tough yards for B.J. Williamson.
He'll be down to about the 3 or so, it looks like, 3 or 4.
Brought down by number 12.
Number 12, Nolan Alford on the tackle.
Yep.
He has had a really big night on defense. As we expected it, Jim. We kind of knew I knew some of the game planning coming into this, and really felt like that was probably setting up for him to have a lot of tackles, and he has been in a bunch.
So 2nd down and goal now for New Madrid from about the 3.
Williamson in the gun all by himself. Spreads the Dexter defense out. He gets it, direct snap, and tries to get up, and he is going to be stood up at the 1. Helmet comes off. Second time tonight I've seen his helmet come off.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if his chin strap's loose or what exactly, but that means he'll have to come out of the ball game if that's him.
Well, and players sometimes want to wear those helmets differently. They don't like the feel of it, but that is not something you want to come off in a game. And, and it also tells you that helmet being so loose, probably not protecting a whole lot there.
Right, exactly right. That is not what you want to have happen. So Courtois comes back in, the quarterback here.
3rd and 1, ball on the 1. Clock will go under 4 minutes on the snap probably. It's right at it. Courtois tries to get it up, and he is taken down by Farmer. Dexter, nice play at the goal line again. That's going to take it 4th down.
Give Dexter defense credit. They've not quit by any matter of means. 4th down and go.
Outside of the one big break open run by B.J. Williamson, they have been excellent against the run tonight.
Yeah, they really have.
Just have not been able to do much against the pass. Courtois stays in the game at quarterback. He's got Rosano near him to his right. Here's the play. He's going to pitch that, and a pitch back to Rosano. We've got a flag on it, and Dexter will not be able to keep Rosano out of the end zone. He's in pending a penalty flag.
Yeah, we'll see what the penalty is. I think that was rough, actually, rough with the touchdown, but I think it'll come back. Illegal shift on New Madrid, so it will come back.
Against the Eagles.
So it'll bring up a 4th and goal from about the 6. Williamson will come back in the ball game. No, maybe not. For New Madrid. Yeah, so 4th and 6 for New Madrid here with 3:25 to go in the game.
Jim, I had a question from somebody through a text there about the seniors of New Madrid. We will get to that in a minute here in a break, discussing a lot of their seniors. As we're going to stay with the play first. 4th and 7 for New Madrid. Courtois in the game at quarterback. He's going to put Jones in motion, brings him looking for a slant here. He's got it, looks to Jones, and it is broken up by Dexter. Christian Wurs on the play.
Wurs has really had a nice game defensively back there.
You know, for the season, he has done a fine job as a DB. He was not a name you knew coming into this season out there playing as a corner, because Dexter had 2 seniors last year playing the corner that they lost.
Right.
And Christian's done nothing but come in and make plays for him this year out there.
Yes, he has. He's done a very nice job. So you were discussing some of the seniors from New Madrid County. Ty Williams, that we've talked about some tonight, is a senior. Of course, B.J. Williamson is. Samik Smith is. He's a really nice tight end and linebacker. Jadis Jones, of course. Courtois is a senior. A.J. Ruff is a senior. Jason Jones is a senior who's played quite a bit. Trying to look here who else has really played a lot for them.
We will get back to 3:20 on the clock. Here's Howard in the gun. They need to move it quickly. It's 2 Grams up the middle, and he bounces it. trying to get outside, has a block there. Nice block on the outside. Jim, I'm going to give a young man credit. I don't talk hardly ever about Lee Michael McDonald's blocking, but he put one there and helped Graham get loose.
Got a flag down the play, by the way, but
also a man down for New Madrid. He is up, moving around. I think that's going to be cramps.
Yeah, I believe that's probably right. Penalty on the play will go against Dexter. A hold. Oh, no, I take that back, against New Madrid County.
So that should keep it first down for Dexter.
Right.
He's close to the first either way, but.
So they'll move it up.
Once again, we want to thank our officiating crew this evening, James Godwin.
Beyond it.
Yes, so you were saying about the seniors, we was discussing. Most of these guys are big playmakers, I believe, for New Madrid seniors outside of the running back Rosano.
Right. Caden Minner, who didn't play tonight but is a big playmaker. You're right. They will they'll be good, but they may not have quite the same talent level as they've had the last couple of years.
Now, I've heard they've got a couple freshmen that are excited about it, and that 8th grade class, which put up a big win here the other night in middle school, 50-0. That is some kids really to watch for New Madrid Futures. Howard tries to get outside and does.
He'll pick up about 5 there. Good job by Jackson Howard to scramble. Get out of bounds.
Well, and good for Howard scrambling, but this is a moment in the game, you know, you no longer worry about your stats. It's 3 minutes. If you're going to mount a comeback, you've got to put that thing in the air, Jim. That's one that Dexter needs to move the football in chunks.
Brings up second and about 7 or so.
3:04 left on the clock. Dexter down 11. Howard gets his team brought back to the line. Offer to the bottom, McDonald in a slot, and there is Farmer tucked closer to the line. Here's the snap, fake hand. Howard rolls near side. He has to side on that out. Caught by McDonald. Lee Michael McDonald, what a play, and he is down on the play. I think he is either knee or cramp at the calf muscle, but Jim, first, Howard has to sidearm sling that, and McDonald makes an acrobatic catch.
A great catch there. He is cramped up, it looks like, as the trainer's working on him, but a great catch. That just shows the athletic ability of Lee Michael McDonald.
I'm a little surprised. We've seen players on both sides cramping tonight. Yeah. The temperature is not as bad, and I think it's a relief, but, you know, through these weeks, your body has drained a lot out of it, and I think that may be where you're seeing it, just the body's drained, and the food recuperating, maybe you need to feel it. It's not been there. Here's Howard. Quick snap and throw there. Incomplete. I like the idea they go quick right there on that.
I agree.
Over the man's head, but I do like the quickness.
Out to Logan, pull him, incomplete.
Second down for the Bearcats.
So 2:37 to go. Dexter trails by 11, 38-27.
At some point, I think you try a go route maybe and just go long on one, see if you can get – they need the quick strike and the ball back. 2:37 left. New Madrid at the bottom of the screen on offer. They are playing off of him. Tighter coverage at the top on Pullum. Here's Farmer in motion fake. Howard rolls. He throws, takes a bump, and that is going to be complete. So that is down to the 31-yard line. Pullum gets that one hauled in. Jim, he has had very, very good plays for him on big plays downfield this season.
Absolutely. Logan Pullum, just a sure-handed receiver out there.
Dexter gets in a hurry up now. 2:31 on the clock. It will start, and it does. Dexter needs to keep moving the football. Most certainly it'll be through the air. Howard in the gun. Man in motion, here he comes. Howard rolls out, looks. He looks again, steps up, great protection, throws a deep ball there, and it is incomplete. Good coverage by Jones, intended for Logan Pullum.
Second down for the Bearcats.
Yeah, incomplete there. Jones didn't turn his head around at all on that play, but good coverage just the same.
I could not see, I am looking against a wall here, Jim. I could not see the coverage on the bottom of the screen. I saw Howard look there first and went away, so I'm guessing New Madrid had it tightly concealed down here at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Howard back in the guns, got 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Snap, he looks, looking toward, offered toward the end zone. He's going to throw one over the middle, and it is picked off there by Ruff. Ruff made a great play on the ball, a little underthrown, and that's probably going to wrap it up.
Yeah, that'll probably seal it right there. You're exactly right.
Over the top, Jim, that's possibly a touchdown. That's underthrown and picked by Ruff, his second of the game. And he is cramped up yet again, hopping around. Well, I want to give Howard credit, he is looking right there, surveying the field. He's trying to make a play. You know, I told you earlier, this is the time of the field. You don't worry about the stats. You got to throw it.
Right, and he
so
did.
You don't fault him there. He's trying to make the play and come up a little underthrown, but nothing bad there at all. I mean, he's trying to make something happen in the twilight of this game.
From the 8-yard line.
Just real quick, Poplar Bluff leads Cape Central 28-21 in the fourth quarter. Charleston still leading Malden. Portageville with a 56-0 win over East Prairie tonight. St. John 36-16 over Orchard Farm. And Kelly beats Chaffee 24-14.
Well, New Madrid has it at the 8 ball game. Two minutes left in this one, 38-27. Here is Williamson. He hands that off to number 1, Williams. He's going to be stacked up by Dexter.
Tackled right there.
Several Bearcats in there.
Basically no gain there.
Brought down by number 5, Jaden Willems.
Jaden Willems on the tackle for Dexter.
So New Madrid County just trying to run the clock out with 1:37 to go in the ball game, and they'll be able to do that.
Well, Jim, as we get ready to wrap this one, you will go get a snapshot, I believe, or I think he'll print them out, the stats, so stay with us on that. We'll give you the stats if we can, best we can, and tell you about the events coming up this week on the Aycorp Media Networks, as that is Rosano. He runs that outside. Willems again on the tackle. Works in there, and that's got us at a minute 11. Dexter does stop the clock there because of the timeout, so sticking with it here, but they will need a miracle.
Yeah, you try to play all out, but it's a situation where there's with down 11 here with that kind of time left, it might be just as well with the cramps. You've seen everything to let it run out, but really, you know, I don't know when you say a good defensive effort by Dexter, giving up 38 points, it doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense, but they really stopped the run nicely. And after that 26-point first quarter, I mean, they've played very well since then. They just have to get, you mentioned it before the game started, they have to get off a little quicker. Their start has to be a little quicker, you know.
Jim, I just received a nice text from one of my favorite guys ever around a football field, Nate Stevens. Nate, glad you tuned in and watching. I'm going to tell you, when you're around Nate Stevens in football, you can't help but get excited. I mean, I always love to see him. And he's coached my son since little guys, and they always had a bond together, and so he's tuned in watching tonight, and I've always had a fine appreciation for Nate and what he's meant to my son and around football in Dexter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here it is, 1:11 to go. New Madrid just wants to run out of clock. They put a man in motion. Williamson takes a snap. He brings that near side, and that could have been a hold, nothing there, but I don't think it matters, and Dexter tries to stack up and does. And that's the third time his helmet's come off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and if I am right now, New Madrid, my takeaway to Williamson here is, hey, I need you to strap that thing a little tighter because it may not matter right now, but I need you in the big game.
I need you in the ball game, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
When a game is close and it is a little closer to mattering than an 11-point game right here to close out, right. I need you in the game.
Go ahead.
Thinking about the score, 38-27, I'm going to say most people probably had the spread a lot bigger.
Oh, I agree with that.
So Dexter would cover the spread in my mind, I thought. Right. I thought it'd be probably at least 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. But, you know, Dexter does cover a spread. It says something there. A little bit different coverage over the top and some safety coverages, maybe not getting beat deep on some things. Outside of that, you've got to admire the way they played.
Absolutely. You're not going to see a receiver like Jadis Jones most nights, no question about that. So, just a real quick here, coming up this week on Aycorp Sports, Tuesday night, we'll have Dexter at Kennett volleyball, our first volleyball broadcast of the season. And Thursday night, Jackson will be at Notre Dame for volleyball. And then Friday night, we'll have a doubleheader. First will be Clarkton at Bernie in a Class 1 volleyball matchup. And after that, we'll go down to Kennett, and it'll be the Crothersville Tigers and the Kennett Indians in a matchup, a SEMO Central matchup down there. So both those teams, Crothersville and Kennett, still have to see New Madrid and Dexter during the course of the season as well.
Well, I can tell you the Dexter-Kennett volleyball game, I'm excited about that because my neighbor, Karis Kennedy, plays volleyball for Dexter, so I will be a watcher. I will not be an announcer, but I will watch the game. I promise you that one. We've got 55 seconds left to go here in this one. Courtois in the game, takes a snap, takes a knee, and he's just going to run out the clock. So Dexter will drop this, and they go to 2-1, and New Madrid moves to 3-0 on the season. Regardless, I think Dexter wins respect in this game. They do not win, but as a competitor throughout the season or throughout the region, you still win respect. With what they had to go up against with New Madrid tonight, I think they win a lot of respect still coming out of this game.
I agree with that.
Respect's worth nothing because the loss is what counts, but still, it's something that's going to open a lot more eyes to saying, man, they played them closer than anybody this year.
And I think also New Madrid learned some things about themselves. Can they have Williamson quarterback some? How does that all shake out? So
I do want to say this real quickly. Luke Carter, you're correct. You were the closest score prediction on that. As we get ready to close this out, seconds kick down. Jim's on his way to try to get the stats for us real quick. New Madrid again moves on to a 38-27 win, and they showed up very early in this one, put 26 on the board early, and Dexter just never really recovered from that deficit as the big plays mounted for him. Real quick, we're going to take about a 1-minute break, give us time to get our stuff gathered up. We will be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks with the stats and surrounding scores as we wrap this one up. We'll be back in 1 minute.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Welcome back to Dexter, Missouri. New Madrid takes this one 38-27. Real quick, a few scores. Jimmy Aldridge, thank you because you've updated it quicker than my score stream. Kennett now up 22-20. That game in the fourth quarter. Jimmy, if you can you text me how many minutes or seconds or whatever's left in that game and whose football that is? Kennett up 22-20 on Sykeston as that one's ticking down. Got to be closing near the fourth. Other scores in the area, Jackson up 42-24 on Farmington. Popper Bluff 28-21 over Cape right now. That game's in the fourth. Portersville again 56-0 over East Prairie. Kelly 24-14 over Chaffee. And Jim, I'm going to wait on and see if Jimmy can give me some updates on the Kennett game and how it's ticking along. I think you've got some stats and updates for us there.
I do. So first down, 16 for New Madrid County, 15 for Dexter. Rushing yards, New Madrid County 26 for 187, Dexter 41 for 195. Passing yards, New Madrid County 382, Dexter 160. New Madrid was 10 of 18 with 1 interception, Dexter 8 of 22 with 4 interceptions. So total offense, 569 yards for New Madrid County, 355 for Dexter. Penalties, 8 for 60 for New Madrid, 7 for 62 for Dexter. Time of possession, Dexter controlled that 27-48 to 15-19. Rushing individually, B.J. Williamson, 14 carries, 142 yards for a 10-yard average. Charlie Rossano, 5 carries for 37 yards, a 7.4 average. Passing, Williamson, 8 of 14 for 298, 5 TDs. Courtois, 1 of 3 for 81 and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Jadis Jones, 7 receptions, 287 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
How many yards is that per reception?
A lot. I can't figure. Almost 7 and 30 yards a catch, basically.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, let's see. Tackles: Williamson with 10, Jadis Jones with 7, Jason Jones and Mavari and Cranford with 4. For Dexter, they were led in rushing by Jet Grams, 10 carries, 66 yards. R.J. Farmer, 13 carries for 54. Lee Michael McDonald, 9 for 49. And Devin Turnbull, 3 for 11. Jackson Howard, 8 of 22 for 4 with 160 yards, no TDs, and 4 interceptions. Lee Michael McDonald with 3 catches for 38. Nolan Alford, 2 catches for 61. Logan Pullum, 2 catches for 43, and R.J. Farmer, a catch for 18. Tackles, Weathers with 7, Alford with 7, Hrvojevic with 6, and Farmer with 6 for the Bearcats. So final score tonight, 38 for New Madrid, 27 for Dexter.
Jim, in that Kenny game, 4 minutes left in that football game. They lead that 22-20. Once we wrap this up, if you want to watch the rest of that, Sykeston's broadcast, Matt Tanner is on that, I believe. I think that game is at Sykeston. Yep, it has at Sykeston. You can flip over to theirs and catch the end of that one if you would like to see it. For the Dexter folks coming out of this thing, you know, Howard, 8 of 22. Interceptions. What do you tell your young quarterback right there? You know, your junior, you just lost your first game of the season. What do you do to keep him focused? Because you've got matchups coming the rest of this year. This ain't the game to hang your head on, but what do you tell him to keep him focused right here?
Well, I think that's part of it. You tell him that this is not the game. This is not even a team that's in your district or anything else. So, you know, that you made some good reads, that you know, had a couple of passes that bounced off of hands, that kind of thing. You know, you read the defenses fairly well, all in all. You know, did a pretty good job of all of that. So I think, you know, you're looking for the positives that he had tonight in this. You know, don't hang your head on the 4 interceptions. Yeah, you probably watch film and say, okay, did you happen to see what Ruff did here on this interception, that type of thing, a learning experience. But other than that, I think it's, you know, a pretty positive thing. I think defensively the same thing with your team. You talk to them about, look, we got to fix some things over the top on our passing game. But our run defense was outstanding. You know, we gave us some yardage, but it was really good. So.
And that's where it's hurt Dexter this year over the top. Remember Scott City, they got beat some over the top on some stuff like that. They can't let receivers get behind them. I want to go back to Howard for a minute, though. I think in a game like that, you remind him, look, the first 2 games of the year, you took care of the football very well.
Right.
Tonight's an anomaly. It won't happen again, so don't worry about it. And this is one of the most athletic teams you're going to play. So put this one behind you. Don't let that game matter because it doesn't now. It's on a loss column. We're not going to relive that game. I'm telling you, I think he leads this team because he made some big plays, some good passes this game.
Absolutely.
And I think he will continue to do that this season for Dexter. So I don't think this is one that ever needs to stick around in his head. You go home tonight. I don't even know if he wants to watch the film of it. You just move on because he knows he's going to play better, and he will. This team will play better next week and the rest of the season.
You get ready you go home and you get ready for East Prairie next week. You see what East Prairie did against New Madrid, and what, in particular, what New Madrid did against East Prairie, and you go next week and just work on those things and get ready to go to East Prairie next Friday night and go to 3-1. I mean, that's exactly right. And New Madrid,
and he's a quarterback, and he's one of your leaders. So you don't want that ever hanging. I think you keep that in mind. Hey, you're a leader, and I want you to come out and show it this week in practice.
Exactly,
and I think he'll recover just fine.
I think he will too. New Madrid's case, I think they've got to figure out. Of course, if they get Caden Minner back from the injury, that will make a big difference for him. And I think the other thing is for them is what are they doing at quarterback exactly? You know, is it going to be B.J. Williamson? If it is, he's going to have to
tighten his chin strap.
He's going to tighten his chin strap, and he's going to make some different. I mean, he threw 5 touchdown passes, so don't get me wrong, folks. But he's going to have to make some decisions about somebody besides Jadis Jones, because there will be teams out there as you get down into districts and further along, a valley, those kind of teams, who are going to double team or triple team Jadis Jones, and they're going to have to figure out somebody else to get the ball to, and they're going to figure that out. Now, having Caden Minner back there in the running back spot sure wouldn't hurt him at all.
Wouldn't hurt, and you do know that, you know, New Madrid was relying so much on BJ to Jadis, and that, you know, you can understand why they're fabulous athletes, but teams will start to play that differently. Dexter tried to make some adjustments. I thought the biggest plays that New Madrid hurt Dexter on, definitely over the top, but the slant over the middle, when Jadis can plant the foot and cut to the post route and no safety, it's game over.
Oh, absolutely, and he's got such size, too, and such athleticism that at a high school level, there's not going to be a corner or a slot guy who can cover him on that slant, because his body's going to be strong enough and big enough, you're going to get that completion. There's no question about it.
Rest of the way, you know, New Madrid's got a schedule. I think they can possibly run the table from here on out. And, you know, they're looking at Valley now. Valley, I would assume, probably won tonight again. They're a very strong team. New Madrid probably going to be that 1-2 all season long in that situation as you finish going into the playoffs. I think Dexter sits in a unique situation. They've got this one loss, and Park Hills is going to be their next toughest opponent. They've got some other people who've played fine football this year. I think Ruthersville is going to be a tough opponent. But Dexter has a chance to look forward into the schedule and say, man, looking at our schedule, we've got a chance to do some things here on down the road.
Absolutely.
I really think Dexter has a chance to finish number 2 in their district. They will finish well in the SEMO conference right here with these guys, but New Madrid with this win tonight, I think takes full control of the SEMO South Conference.
Oh, I think that's absolutely correct. I don't think there's any question about that. So, you know, and they should do well in that. And like I said, I think they'll finish 1-2, and I think Dexter's got a chance to finish 2 in that in their district, which is something that hadn't happened in a good while, and get a home district playoff game, which would be nice. And but next week it's at East Prairie for Dexter and at Donovan for New Madrid County. Of course, next week we will have Crothersville and Kennett next week, so we'll get to see what Kennett really, what both those teams really look like. We've not seen them yet this year, so we look forward to that.
We will. Jim, been great so far with you this year. I'm off air again until Dexter and Kennett, unless something changes within the schedule for me or Aycorp. But I won't be back into that game. I'll do that game with yourself and me, and look forward to it. But I've enjoyed it so far, folks. Yep. Be sure to tune back in next week at Kennett for the Kennett-Crothersville game. For myself and Jim Riker, for the whole crew with Aycorp Media, thank you guys for tuning in and watching tonight. Be safe, and we will see you next week in Kennett.